Antonio. We go now to New York, and Greg Gumbel with Clark Kellogg.
All right, Dick, thank you. So for the first time ever, the Pac-10 sends 3 teams to the Elite Eight. Arizona moves on 66-56. They will play the winner of the Illinois-Kansas game still to come. That game will tip about 25 minutes from now. The top seed in the Midwest, the Fighting Illini against 4th seed Kansas. Earlier tonight in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Michigan State moved on with a 77-62 win over Gonzaga. They will play the winner of the game, which has begun in Atlanta between Temple and Penn State. The Nittany Lions with a 1-point lead early on. We will send you to that game, and those of you who are ticketed to see Kansas, Illinois, will get you to the tip of your game as it comes around. But right now, after a message and a word from your local station, off to Atlanta.
Will she feel the same way if you lose your hair?
Sure. She'll just feel it about somebody else.
Relax. Rogaine is clinically proven to help stop hair loss and regrow hair. Does she want you to use Rogaine? You better ask.
Through its youth education through sports clinics, the NCAA fosters the dreams of children in sport and in life. Focusing on the discipline, confidence, and dedication involved in sports, student athletes can apply fundamentals both on and off the field. When it comes to playing with a purpose, just say yes.
Dave welcomes Sean Penn tonight on The Late Show.
Ever since we announced we'd give you $750 you can use for your first 3 payments on a new Focus, people just can't stop staring. Maybe it's the sleek styling, or the 130-horsepower multi-valve engine, or maybe it's the best-in-class interior space, or the great gas mileage. Whatever the reason, we thought we'd give everyone a good, long look at it. Seen enough? Then get into a new Focus at your local Ford store, and we'll make your first 3 payments invisible.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Introducing a shockingly refreshing new lemon lime. Sierra Mist.
For years, Geyer Roofing and Construction's professionals have been providing quality roofing, repair, and construction services to residential and commercial customers throughout East Central Illinois. The experienced crew at Geyer uses the latest in construction materials for big commercial jobs or construction projects on your home. Call Geyer Roofing Siding and Windows toll-free. They have the equipment and manpower to do any job, large or small.
You're watching WCIA, Central Illinois' news leader.
Just under 5 to go first half. Temple and Penn State, the Owls out of the Atlantic 10. Penn State, the Nittany Lions trying to contend, Bill Raftery, this Temple matchup zone, and how does one confront that?
Well, I think what they've tried to do is push the ball up and get some early opportunities, whether it's a jump shot or a fast break situation. The other is they take away what you do best, so you've got to come and be creative each trip. It might be the foul line one trip, it might be the corner, it might be dribble penetration. One of the things Jerry Dunn felt was they want to pump fake when they close out. I mentioned how quickly they cover, pump fake, put it on the floor, and 2 passes after that. So that's how complex this defense is.
Winner of this game will get Michigan State here on Sunday afternoon at the Georgia Dome. Michigan State winners by 15 over a scrappy Gonzaga Bulldog team earlier this evening. This is the second time Temple and Penn State have played this year. They met back in December in State College. Penn State won it by 6. Now, what kind of an advantage is it to a team to face this Temple matchup zone the second time?
Well, Quincy Wadley did not play, so I mean that's certainly something that hurt Temple. But the ability to be comfortable. You think of Texas coming in. If you haven't played the zone defense, you are mentally unprepared. I think that's what happens. You just get confused. They take away your game, your offensive moves. As you can see the difference here, field goal percentage, rebounds early in the year. I think both teams are better at this point in the year, too.
And both teams had to survive in postseason tournament play to get to the NCAAs. Significant for Penn State. They lost at home to Ohio State, lost a 20-point lead. But then in the Big Ten tournament, first they beat Michigan by 2, very significant. Then they knocked off Michigan State and probably earned their right into the tournament then.
And probably for Temple, is they had the same kind of problem as Jerry Dunn's got to feel very good about the way things have turned around for his team. They're a different team. It's like coaching on a high now. They're reacting to him. And conversely, Temple beat GW, then UMass to win the championship. I mean, people didn't think they'd be in the tournament. Here they are. The wise old Al, John Chaney's got him in great shape.
Crispin off balance. John Chaney in his 19th year as the head coach. And one of the continuing stories in college coaching is that this dearly respected man has yet to reach the Final Four. And so the quest continues for John Chaney. They were down by 10 in the Atlantic 10 semifinals with 3 to go. And they wound up winning it on 3 free throws with 2.9 seconds left from Lynn Greer. Here's Marcus Banta off the bench for Penn State.
And you mentioned Lynn Greer, a pump fake that got GW to bite, and the courage to step up and knock him down. But Banta on the foul line, what has happened with Penn State also? They have gotten deeper. There's more confidence in the bench, so they've got some support, as we'll see during the course of the evening.
Banta 1 of 2. And Greg Jefferson, first substitute for John Chaney. He's got number 1 on his back, and he is in the lineup, sets a screen, and here is Lynn Greer, the outstanding point guard. He and Wadley go just about 40 minutes per game.
Well, you got him catching it out a little deeper. That's what you want. Now, when do you attack?
Lied.
Good pass.
Beautiful.
Excellent reaction to the double, and no coverage from the top.
And the basket by Jefferson right off the bench. And it's a 3-point Temple lead. Yossi Klein-Hurd got scratched in the eye there inadvertently.
He's going to have to be a passer quite a bit. That's a key against the Temple zone, too. Inside people got to make pass. Nice look by Crispin. Off the penetration.
Beauty.
Whoa. That's tough. And Hurd finding a hole. That's essential as well.
Yossi Klein-Hurd with 7 early points. Now here's Lynn Greer.
How far they've got him catching it. That's very important.
That's Banta who forced him outside and lied. Can't get it to put back. Rejected. Hurd. Yossi Klein-Hurd with the block. Joe Crispin. Kick it outside. Titus Ivory with the jumper.
How about that? Understanding location. Once you get in the middle of the zone, where do you find people?
Large Penn State contingent here, many of whom the students came down in a convoy of 10 buses provided by the university. About a 12-hour drive. They left last night after midnight.
Now, my question to you is, do you think Joe Paterno was on that bus?
I don't think so.
You think Joe flew down, huh?
Joe's here.
Jesse, with a great recognition, and that's what you got to do. You got to help. And here's that penetration and kick. So valuable as the zone compacts. Make him pay.
Under 13 to go, first half of play. Now Lynn Greer.
Been able to, and they get a little Banta down below with him and Live, but the containment of Greer, I think, is essential. Keep him on the perimeter.
John Chaney at 69. Not really the elder statesman in athletics in this building. That honor would go to Joe Paterno.
And a few more games, too.
Here's Greer. Follow-away jumper.
Yes, he does a great job. He also has that space dribble back. I just love his game. Great understanding of what to do. How to hurt you.
Junior from Philadelphia had to sit out 2 years ago because of an injury. Nice dish. Banta. Bad shot.
Yeah,
Banta.
tough release. Huh?
Yeah.
Now he gets a little problem and a kick out on the block.
Ivory. No. Couldn't find it. Here comes Greer.
They've been running that 1-3-1 zone. He has different looks, Vern, on the combination of Temple.
Westby Yes.
And no rotation. But who cares if he can ring the bell?
Alec Wesby, who averages 10, and he's 3 of 3 tonight for 9 points.
And you mentioned how lean they are. They don't have much of a bench. He tweaked his hamstring in the 8-10 tournament, too. Here's the 1-3-1 look. So the nice slip. Oh, my goodness. How nice is that by Ivory? Oh, exceptional. But that's the coverage in the back. Now, watch what they do, Temple. They will get out of this to get better coverage, particularly under the basket.
Titus Ivory with the pass. And Jamal Tate getting ready to come on for Jerry Dunn's Penn State team. Backup point guard. 1-point game. That one off the iron. Into the hands of Titus Ivory.
Their automatic switching has been terrific.
Back to Crispin. Nice pump fake. The jumper. No. And Westby, or Wadley rather, for Temple with the rebound.
Oh, but that little guy. Tough. Back to his offhand as well. Drop step. Left to right. Pretty. And they stay with the 1-3-1. Let's see what happens.
Temple by 3. John Crispin off the iron. Kevin Lyde with another rebound.
And Crispin's ball comes down cold and wet. He shoots it awfully high. Good step through.
Lean in, Wadley. Oh, boy.
And a little whooping, too. I think he felt he got the foul. But he does a nice job of getting guys to bite. Real solid play.
5-point Temple lead. 21-16. This is a Temple team that absolutely dismantled its first 2 opponents in the tournament. Texas and Florida. Heavy double-digit wins in both cases.
And good starts. And they get a little jumper here in both of those games.
Another rebound for the Owls. This is not a good rebounding Penn State team. They're not very tall.
And they get, I think, from the inside, Joe Crispin trying to contain. Well, they have some offensive weapons on Temple, and they make sure those guys have the ball in their hand. If it's not clear, generally it's Wadley. Step through, knock it down, and maybe draw a foul.
It's drive time. Get to your Goodyear retailer, where right now you'll get a $50 fast credit when you buy 4 selected tires on your Goodyear card account. That's $50 you'll save right on the spot. Qualifying tires include selected Goodyear Eagles, Goodyear Wranglers, and the new AquaTread 3. The $50 fast credit offer, only from Goodyear. For complete details from the retailer nearest you, call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Ah, infinite possibilities. Kind of like when you first got the internet. But now, slow logons and disconnects are really holding you back. Free yourself with the AT&T 7/7 offer and get unlimited internet access and long distance together. Only $7 a month gives you AT&T WorldNet service with the fastest logon times and better connections, plus 7 cents a minute long distance all day, every day. Call now for the AT&T 7/7 offer.
There's a new 270 horsepower beast on the road that's more powerful than Jeep Grand Cherokee or any SUV in its class. Introducing the powerful and luxurious Bravada by Oldsmobile. Now get a 5-year, 60,000-mile GM protection plan on the 2002 Bravada and every new Oldsmobile. Oldsmobile, backed by GM.
The more you notice space is at a premium. And the more you'll appreciate United's Economy Plus, with up to 5 extra inches of legroom. One more thing we're doing to make it easier to feel united.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac, IBM, Goodyear, and by Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Five-point Temple lead with just under 10 to go first half. 6 of 18 shooting thus far for the Penn State Nittany Lions, and 2 of 7 from outside. And Joe Paterno was saying that in the 51 years he's been with Penn State, this trip to the Sweet 16, one of the most remarkable athletic accomplishments of the athletic department at Penn State.
Well, he's really in the right game now, finally. Of course, he thinks he's a great basketball mind. He wanted to do a little color.
Yes, he did.
Said he played at Brooklyn Prep. And then in the church league with the poles, he ran a pick and pole, he said.
He had a disparaging comment or two to make about this matchup zone of Temple. He said, zones, we played a zone, a 3-2. Off the glass. And in, Jefferson again.
Jefferson, one of those guys, he says, seems to find a way. He's active on the offensive glass.
Largest lead of the game now, 7 points for the Temple Owls. Brandon Watkins has come off the floor. Now the backup point guard, number 10, has the ball into the corner. This an 11-2 Temple run. Jamal Tate also out there. Tyler Smith being harassed.
Remember, Watkins has made some timely shots. He's a good point guy, understands how to get into holes. Short.
There's that rainmaker you were talking about.
This thing getting enough air underneath it. He tinkers with that shot, and Jerry Dunn wishes he'd just settle down because he's got a great stroke. Pick one and stick with it.
Now Quincy Wadley to Lynn Greer.
And this is what Temple does best. Now they yo-yo you around, put it in the hands of a guy who can make shots, make plays. How about that? Pick up the lingerie.
And another offensive board from Kevin Lyde.
I was saying to some of the people, he probably leads the country in offensive rebounds without elevating. That's because of the Achilles problem, but he loads up and rebounds. He is terrific on the weak side rebound.
Kevin Lyde averages 4.5 offensive boards per game.
We can expect in the coming months is Director of Product Development, Paul Noon.
Got it. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, the wireless internet, with optical technology that makes it faster.
Overall, this has been an exciting
and more
year.
reliable.
But the next few months will mark the beginning of a new Gesundheit.
Come together.
In fact, with technology changing
over me.
You've worked hard, and as you plan for the future of the people who depend on you, you search for the right financial partner. In Pacific Life, you found it. Nearly half the Fortune 500 rely on the Pacific Life family of companies. With over 130 years of experience and more than $300 billion of managed assets. For your family or for business, discover the power of Pacific Life.
How U.S. gymnast Vanessa Atler eats a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
Enterprise? You rented our car from Enterprise?
Yeah.
Why Enterprise?
Because they pick us up. Free.
A free pickup? Wow, they ought to be #1.
They are #1.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Those of you looking forward to the Kansas-Illinois game will take you out to San Antonio shortly. The tip time of that game now set at 10:27 Eastern. And tonight's overhead shots are being provided by Singular Skycam. Once a coach, always a coach.
Well, I like the stroke and the follow-through, right? You would think that was on John Crispin's shot. And up front there, what are yours?
Bud Thalman, one of the legendary sports information directors. He was in the lower right hand of your screen. He's the guy who was the SID at the Naval Academy when Roger Staubach won the Heisman Trophy.
And then we're going way back. Of course, he's going to retire at the end of this year as Watkins gets into the lane but ends up with the walk. I thought he turned his ankle as well. Vern, this lead difficult. You can't get behind Temple. You got to stay in touch and get a lead, because then you can control tempo. They shorten the game. You get less possessions. You got to make do as quickly as possible.
And you need to hit your shot.
Oh, you sure do. And they got to tee it up here, make sure they don't get easy looks.
Here's line over Tyler Smith, too strong.
Going the other way.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on the Owls.
Greg Jefferson with the discard.
Preview of the Elite Eight teams with head-to-head matchups, exclusive columns, and cutting-edge analysis at the Internet's home of college basketball, cbs.sportsline.com, or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. Brandon Watkins, a sophomore from Bellwood, Illinois, back on the Penn State bench. Joe Crispin, Titus Ivory, Jamal Tate, Tyler Smith, and Ndu Egekezi. Seldom used reserve is on the floor.
And look at this double up. That's where they're tough.
Another turnover. Here's Jefferson. Watch out.
Oh, send it in. But that's the trap. They haven't used it at all. They exploit you in different areas of the floor. You never get a comfort zone.
Jefferson off the bench with 6. Now Crispin. And look at the switch.
And look at the turnover, too. Now you're really in trouble. Penn State rattled. Not efficient on the offensive end. The difficulty, they can't get involved with the zone. They're not getting good looks or good opportunities.
Air ball. There's Smith trying to defend on the baseline. Back to Greer. Wadley measures the shot, takes it in and out. Tyler Smith with the rebound.
Probably took too long, really.
Yeah. He was looking at laces. Wide open. They were going back a long ways. At the other end, Jamal Tate, no. Penn State can't buy a bucket.
Rattled almost, I think.
Yes.
Just not what you've seen the last week. 10 days. The impact on the zone, and of course Chaney with his zone. They just have a great feel of what you do best and take it away.
Here's the double on line. It comes on the second dribble.
So they don't mind getting late in the shot clock. They're so confident.
Greer. No.
Well, different areas of the floor, they will definitely attack you. They're not going to give the open opportunity to the Crispins. And here the strong finish at the end as Jefferson's able to take it to the tin. And John Chaney's got to feel awfully good, which he generally does about his defense. I mean, he is really honed into this thing. I mean, he's got his guys ready to play. They can't have a great practice. They don't have enough people. But yet they're ready to zone.
I'm Greg Gumbel in New York. Temple has pulled out to a 28-16 lead on Penn State, and Clark and I will keep track of that game for you throughout the evening. Meanwhile, you're awaiting the tip between Illinois and Kansas. In San Antonio, we will send you to the Alamodome to join the folks there right after this.
Well, if we need to do that, we can do that.
Oh, yeah. What was he thinking?
National TV.
We'll rebuild our infrastructure in 6 months.
He might as well have said we could build infrastructure for the whole country. Right. To do that, we can do that.
We can build an infrastructure for the whole planet.
We can do that. Come on, guys. They're too guts to make that kind of commitment. Well, let's get behind it. Let's get fired up. We can do that.
Infrastructure. We actually can do it.
Meet Aztec with new VersaTrack all-wheel drive. Meet Sarah and Jake.
Beat my snowman.
They're about to
beat a path. How's that all-wheel drive treat you?
All-wheel drive or superior driving?
Superior driving, sweetie.
Then they...
Let it slide.
Up to it!
Don't touch my gear. All aboard. Gloves, snack pack, maps. This is going to be slamming.
Now during the Pontiac 75th anniversary, get $1,000 cash back on any 2001 Aztec and a camping package at no extra charge.
Compare thee to a summer's day.
Kermit the Frog here.
Come up and see me sometime.
Have my knowledge and power is the best of times.
Don't!
Call on a few pals? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey, guys. Hanging out? I'll hang out.
The Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, the road to the Final Four. And now it's elite status that these two teams seek. The Kansas Jayhawks and the Fighting Illini of Illinois, each with 26 wins on the regular season. The Big 12 against the Big 10. Arizona with a 10-point victory over Ole Miss has advanced to the Elite Eight, the third Pac-10 team. And Illinois trying to join Michigan State, representing the Big 10. And Kansas to answer the number 4 seed. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to San Antonio with All-America Hall of Famer Bill Walton. Big 10 basketball, and Bill Self said in going his first year up to Illinois, I better make my teams as physical as they can be. They've got to beat Michigan State.
And they have delivered. Bill Self has assembled an incredible array of talent, one of the deepest, most physical teams in all of college basketball. They're peaking. Self telling us that they played their best basketball over the last 2 weeks.
How does Kansas beat them?
Kansas has to beat them with finesse. They got terrific backcourt players in Boshi and Heinrich. They got a very talented front court. They're not as deep. They're not as physical. What they're going to have to do is play great ball movement type of game and knock down some threes, open up the court, make it a finesse game for Kansas.
And watch out for Kenny Gregory. He is one of the most spectacular leapers in all of college basketball. As we look at the starting lineups, Drew Gooden, Nick Collison, big size inside, along with Kenny Gregory, the leaper, Heinrich and Boshi in the backcourt, the three-point shooters. Brian Cook with Sergio McLean, Marcus Griffin, good size and muscle. Corey Bradford, 88 games in a row. He hit a three, the national collegiate record. And Frank Williams is the man, the Big Ten Player of the Year. Roy Williams, in his 13th season, this is the 7th time his teams have made it to the Sweet 16. And Bill Self, a year ago, was coaching Tulsa into the Elite Eight. His first year at Illinois. There's half of Bill Self, and now all of the man who is in his first year with the Illini of Illinois, and a great job he's done. Libby, Wood, and Shows, the officials, and this promises, when we saw the matchups for San Antonio, this one appeared to be the game. We'll see if it bears up to that.
And the two men jumping. They're the two dynamic performers for their respective schools.
Gregory able to save, and Kansas will go after it first. Into Collison, out to Heinrich. Heinrich inside to Nick Collison, and it's off the mark and pulled down by Brian Cook of Illinois. Here's Williams.
Rebounding and toughness. Men will be made in the paint tonight.
Collison trying to defend on Marcus Griffin from in front, but fouls in the process.
Foul trouble will be a critical component for Kansas. Roy Williams does not have the depth that Bill Self has at his disposal.
Well, he's lost to injuries. Bryant Nash and Luke Axtell, a couple of big men. He lost to Kinsey, the freshman, to academics.
Now Kansas opening in the zone, much the way Arizona did in the opening game tonight.
Bradford unable to hit his specialty, the three, and Heinrich buries it into the offensive end for Kansas.
Heinrich and Boshi really have game out from it. They're going to be challenged by Bradford and Williams.
Drew Gooden makes his move toward the basket, and it falls home for Kansas. Gooden, the sophomore from Richmond, California, in the Bay Area.
Gooden was unstoppable up in Dayton. 18.5 points, 10.5 rebounds per game on 58% field goal shooting, and an offensive foul on Illinois.
Here to be Marcus Griffin.
Fouls on Illinois, number 34, Brian Cook.
Make it Brian Cook. Cook, who is averaging 11.5 a game, the 6'10" forward who can play inside, but also one of the better shooters from outside.
Kansas has off early here, but they haven't played a real tough game in a while, and this promises to be as physical a game as any of these guys will ever play.
Gooden banks it in. Drew Gooden has the first 4 points of the game. He's their leading scorer, averaging 16.
Missed 5 games this year with a broken wrist. Once he came back, things settled down for Kansas.
Sergio McLean, one of that powerful 3 from Peoria Manual High School. And he doesn't beat the 5-second count. Defense turnover, Kansas.
The crowd electric here in the Alamodome. Near 35,000, maybe pushing 40.
They look across the triple deck across the way and way up to the top of this facility that was built for both football and basketball. They can get 65,000 in here for football. Good.
Carrying the ball. Gooden with the ball handling violation there. David Libby, one of the NCAA's absolutely outstanding referees. He'll be tested tonight.
Here comes Frank Williams, just a sophomore.
Big Ten Player of the Year, Williams. Creative in the half court, dynamic in the open court, flashy when the game's under control.
Heinrich on Williams. Off the mark, and Gooden clears the board.
Gooden looks very strong.
Heinrich
early.
falls down. Cook picks it up to Griffin. Williams free, but passes up the 3. Bradford won't. And it's Illinois' first points of the game. And who else but Corey Bradford, their 3-point specialist.
Heinrich with a ball handling error there. Quickness in the backcourt. Physical matchups. Heinrich, Boshi versus Williams and Bradford. That could very well be determinant.
Here's Boshi. And now Gregory touches the ball for the first time. Draws a double team, and the steal by McLean. He's with Bradford. Bradford and fouled Gregory, Kansas.
Roy Williams up off the bench arguing with the refereeing crew about Illinois running over his backcourt men who were apparently stationary underneath the basket.
As a note of Roy Williams, those of you who were following the CBS action during the regular season, as Bradford ties it up at 4. Williams in the game against Texas was so mad at one of his players he took off his coat and threw it into the crowd. The officials didn't realize what it was all about and teed him. Well, they've just gotten $1,200 for that at an auction.
No.
A whistle well away from the ball on the inside, and appealing is Griffin. So apparently it is on Marcus Griffin, the 6'9" senior from Peoria Manual. His first.
Tight fouls being called both ways, trying to let a basketball game break out.
Well, a tight whistle would benefit Kansas, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. But they've got the depth, Illinois. Now,
and another whistle. And the Illini fans up and roaring as a hold call, and Bill Self says, what are you seeing in there?
Yeah, Bill Self is as tough as they come. As a leader, as a former player at Oak State.
Watch Griffin, 52.
Collison trying to get position. Very little contact there. Looked like a bad call against Marcus Griffith, but he has to go to the bench now with his second personal foul, bringing Robert Archibald, very key performer, off the bench for Bill Self.
6'11" Braveheart, the Scot.
Braveheart.
Braveheart's his nickname, Robert. His dad was a player, and he moved with his family from Scotland. There's the steal, Sergio McLean. It was his dad, Wayne McLean, who coached these 3 talented Illini players at Peoria Manual.
Every bit the coach's son, Sergio McLean. What a high school team that was in Peoria. Peoria Manual, 4-time state champions in Illinois.
Chenoweth with Archibald on him. Gooden outside.
Chenoweth runs over Archibald, and they hammer.
Oh my, it is physical underneath as Chenoweth is fouled, and that'll send the big 7-1 center to the line.
Chenoweth flashing from the weak side. The initial contact should have been a foul there on Eric Chenoweth.
Archibald grabbing him down low, and Brian Cook up high, and I believe it was Archibald who gets the call, his first. Now Archibald is a luxury for Bill Self. I mean, he can go in and give you 3, 4, 5 fouls. In fact, fouled out 8 times this year. Chenoweth, his first chance to score, and it rattles out. He's a 69% shooter from Villa Park Southern California high school.
His dad, Bob, is here in attendance tonight. His dad was a football star at Cal State Fullerton. His mom, Jamie, unable to make the trip. She's back home taking care of the rest of the family.
Misses both. It remains 6-4 Illinois, and here comes Sergio McLean. Sets up Williams. That's his play, but it's off the front of the rim and last touched by Illinois.
Chenoweth.
No, that's overruled, and that's the way I saw it from our angle. We're a good distance away, and Roy Williams right on top of it can only offer a limited perplex
The ball
expression.
appeared to be clearly off Illinois.
To me,
Don't see that.
Chenoweth hit it last to me. See, that's where we'd never get along. Yeah, we just take the whistles away. Blocked by Bradford as Gooden came out to make the play.
Poor closeout defense by Boshi.
Oh, look at the follow by Brian Cook. Slamming it down. It's 8-4. Cook's first basket. Dramatic.
Last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year, the matchup between Cook and Gooden.
Stole it again. It's Williams. He's fouled. It counts. Heinrich with a foul.
And Roy Williams can only look at the floor. The relentless crashing of the boards, the intensity with which the Illini play with. First of all, it's Brian Cook. And then Frank Williams, the quick hands. Kirk Heinrich has got to let that play go. You're not going to stop Frank Williams from behind.
Williams with a three-point play, his first points of the game, and the Illini run out 11-4.
Here's a tip. American Express has this membership rewards program. Sign up and you get points when you pay with a small business card. You've got 100 points here, you've got, say, 300 points here. That'll be 4,000 points on this week's deliveries alone. You've got lots of ways to pay, but this card can take you to Hawaii, so why pay any other way?
Small business owners have earned billions of points to spend on travel, equipment, and more. To sign up for membership rewards, visit us at AmericanExpress.com.
It seems like they were thinking about it from the beginning.
In the 1930s, they built their first safety test vehicle.
In '51, they patented front and rear crumple zones.
In 1960, they patented their safety steering system.
And pioneered anti-lock brakes in '78.
In 1997, they built a more crash-compatible SUV.
Now they have vehicles with 8 airbags.
Because one thing has always been most important.
Last week, this company's website went live. The employees are celebrating their success by gathering in revelry. They are exhilarated by the onslaught of new customers. Yet, no one has visited the server in days because no one has had to. The server software is not offended because the software knows no loneliness, always reliable and never needy. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. Yeah. Hello? Yo, who's that? I don't know. Did you invite somebody? I ain't invite nobody. No.
Oh, he got a big head. Look at his head. Number 34.
Oh, man.
I'm a crime scene investigator. I follow evidence till it leads to the truth. There's always a clue. Can you find it? Only CSI, Thursday after Survivor.
Back in San Antonio, well, you've heard all about him, and now live making his first network appearance, Stankham, the monkey off Roy Williams' back. Stankham, of course, is the latest of Roy Williams' psychological ploys. The players say this guy is going on to Minneapolis, where Dick Enberg, he'll probably need an agent.
Well, don't let Walton get his hands on that monkey. That's all he needs.
Traveling violation, turnover, steals.
How about this defense of Illinois? 4 steals already on this 11-0 run. Neither of the teams had more steals than that in the first game.
But just look at every Bill Self team that's ever been, starting with the Oral Roberts days and going on to Tulsa now, his first year up at Illinois. They're in flawless physical condition. They play at a pace that just wears down their opponents. They have deep reserves at every position, with the possible exception of the point guard position. How are you going to beat them unless you have a great, near perfect game?
Bradford pulls up, and the rebound, Kenny Gregory up high for the one-hander. What shot from behind, and McLean knocks it away. Bradford for Illinois.
That's got to be his teammates who have to yell to Kenny Gregory to let him know that there's pressure from behind.
Bradford faking the 3, and there's Archibald to get the rebound. No foul. Gregory comes up with it.
Imposing front line for Roy Williams. Can they block the shots? Can they play the physical game? We've seen a good start from Gooden. Let's come back his way if you're Kansas.
Kansas almost turns it over again. In fact, there it is. Heinrich's put on the floor. That's the 8th turnover and only 2 field goals thus far for the Jayhawks.
Kansas has to fight off the intimidating presence that Illinois brings to each and every contest.
And here they come with more power, and Lucas Johnson, he's as tough a defender as any of them. 6'8" junior from Des Plaines, Illinois, near the O'Hare Airport. And McLean goes off the court and tells the Illini fans, come on, let's get up and give us some more noise.
Lucas Johnson, a real favorite of the home fans. A tough fighter, the spirit off the bench for Bill Self.
Williams, and it's knocked away by Chenoweth defensively to Illinois. Shot clock didn't tick off a second there. Still 20. Well, now down to 24.
Roy Williams can't believe that ball is going out of bounds to Illinois, because Eric Chenoweth was trying to push the ball the other direction. Frank Williams, who was trying to take it to the hoop.
Damir Krapola, 33, also in for the first time for Illinois. From Sarajevo.
Zone defense again for Kansas. Change it up time and time again. Put them in a decision-making situation.
Williams from 3-point range misses everything. Look at Lucas Johnson holding Heinrich. That'll be on him.
They're going to call that on Heinrich?
What? Oh, my. From our angle, Johnson was tackling Heinrich.
Things clearly going against Kansas at this point. The intensity, the determination of Luke Johnson.
Look at he grabs his jersey and then clips him.
Hard to see from this angle, or maybe from this planet, how that call went against Kurt Heinrich.
And it's the second on Heinrich. Frank Williams giving a breather. He doesn't get many of those. Sean Harrington's in for Illinois.
Not a deep backcourt for Roy Williams, so foul trouble by Heinrich, critical.
Archibald clears it back out.
Nice pass, Archibald.
And Bradford for 3, rattles out. Archibald gets it back. Another chance for Illinois. And Roy Williams is just blistering mad on the sidelines across the way. The turnover from Illinois.
Roy Williams needs some serious help here. He needs somebody to take charge offensively, who's going to create offensive opportunities, and then he needs to get somebody big and strong and tough on that defensive backboard. Somebody who's going to stand up there and say, hey, I want to fight too.
He's really working on the official who barked back. Brett Ballard comes in for the first time, number 3. He's a walk-on playing in the backcourt for Heinrich. This is Ballard, and
offensive foul, Kansas. That'll be on Nick Collison.
That'll be his first. Make it 2 now on Collison. So without much depth, Roy Williams is not enjoying what he has witnessed thus far in the half. His key players picking up early 2 fouls.
Kansas mowed down Cal State Northridge and Syracuse to get here, averaging 93 points a game. They've only got 4 points in the opening, going a real testament to the great defense for Illinois.
Johnson almost throws it away and does. Kenny Gregory for Kansas. And he's fouled by Krapola. His first.
A terrific defense by Krapola there in the open court transition, because Gregory, one of the most dynamic finishers in Kansas history.
5 team fouls on each club, as Kenny Gregory, looking for his first point of the game, is on the line.
Gregory double figures in every game this year. Is the second leading scorer and third leading rebounder for the Jayhawks.
CBS Sports coverage of the entire NCAA basketball tournament is interactive through Ultimate TV.
Kenny Gregory, not the best free throw shooter, although he has improved some. But this is the kind of game where he needs to come out with a magnificent game, because he can give his teammates confidence. They seem a little shaky right now, Kansas.
The free throw stops the 11 straight points scored by Illinois after Kansas had the first 4.
So aggressive in the constant attack, the pressure they put on you, Illinois.
Bradford misses the 3, but Krupala with the offensive rebound. Out of bounds off Archibald of Illinois.
Well, so you've got Gooden on the bench. That's not a good sign, because he was dynamic early. Eric Chenoweth has not been the presence that he needs to be, coming in at a full 7-3 if you're going to take the game away from Illinois.
Goshi now working the point. Gregory for 3. And Archibald, good job of boxing out.
A terrific position player.
Bad pass, Bradford. And here come 3 starters back in for Illinois. Make it 4 as McLean, Williams, along with Griffin and Cook all return for the Illini. Kansas in dark blue with the ball, trailing 11-5. The Jayhawks scored the first 4 points of the game, then Illinois 11 unanswered. And Kansas has not scored in some 4 minutes from the field. And a foul away from the ball, and I believe on Griffin, and that gives Marcus Griffin 3 fouls. He's only played about 3 minutes, sat out with 2, and gets back in for a couple of seconds and is tagged with his 3rd. Here comes Robert Archibald back in.
The problem with this game so far is that too many players have come with the idea that this is going to be a physical fight, as opposed to just, let's come out and play basketball, let's get running, let's celebrate, let's make this the dance that basketball is supposed to be. 5-second violation. Terrific defense by Bill Self's team.
And Brad Ballard called to action because of the lack of depth. Played Hutchinson Junior College last year. Unable to get the ball in. 10 turnovers in 7.5 minutes, Kansas. And part of that has been just terrific defense.
Intimidating defense.
Cook back outside to Sean Harrington. Misses the 3. Archibald over the back of Gregory. And he draws the foul. It'll take it the other way. The team fouls now. That'll be the 6th on Illinois. No, that's the 7th. They had not changed the master scoreboard, so 1-1 for Kansas. Only 5 team fouls on the Jayhawks.
But the incredible luxury that Bill Self has, the same luxury that Lute Olson had in the first game. Guys get in foul trouble, you just get another guy off the bench. Robert Archibald now in a little bit of foul trouble. The best non-starting rebounder in the entire Big Ten, Robert Archibald.
He takes a seat, and Demir Krupala, the 6'9 junior, takes his spot as Gregory, who has had just an abominable career from the free throw line. He shot only 42% last year, 41% this year. It's hard to believe a man with his tremendous skills it all leaves him when he gets to that charity line. Hey, hits them both cleanly, although he almost scraped the scoreboard with that arch.
But Kenny Gregory.
Gooden back in for Kansas.
Kenny Gregory, one of the legendary players off the schoolyards in Columbus, Ohio. How they ever let him get away from Ohio State is beyond me. But he's a guy who Roy Williams is told to just loosen up. Nice pass by Cook from the free throw line.
And the beneficiary is Krupala, his first points. 13-7 Illinois.
Goshi needs to get in a rhythm on the offensive end. Oh, wait. Kansas is saying this ball was tipped out of bounds by Frank Williams on a defensive pressure. They're not going to get it, though.
The call goes to Illinois. They enjoy the lead.
Every year about this time, there's usually a major upset or two. So why should this year be any different? Presenting the car that drove off with one of Germany's most coveted new car awards and had the audacity not to be German. The Volvo S60. To savor this Cinderella story and possibly win a Volvo S60, visit revolvolution.com.
No matter where you go in the world, space is at a premium. So United now offers extra space wherever we go.
There's always a combination of taking your knowledge and applying it. For example, I know who the shooter is. I know what he does, what he thinks, under stress, how he'll act, what's his favorite thing to do, what's his least favorite thing to do. And I got most of my rebounds before he took the shot.
Knowledge is the edge. At Invesco Funds, it's the approach we use to make money for investors. You should know what Invesco knows.
The new version of Oracle will make your website 3 times faster, or we'll give you $1 million.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Ellie's renting again. And Enterprise picked her up again. She said Enterprise picks her up free. Free? Free. Now that makes renting easy.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
We're back in San Antonio. Look at that. 4 shot attempts by Kansas.
And then how about the 17 total turnovers in just the first 8 minutes of action. Points off turnover, though, Illinois has been terrific.
Illinois 17 shot attempts to 4 for Kansas. Just under 12 minutes left in this opening half.
And Illinois here pounding the offensive glass. They've got 6 caroms already on that end of the floor, while Kansas has 0. Sergio McLean, very skilled in handling the ball in the perimeter. He can knock down that 3-point shot if they give it to him as well.
Gregory on him. McLean, good spin move, blocked by Gooden, controlled by McLean. 8 on the clock.
No reset. The ball didn't hit the rim.
Williams looked up. He knows how much time's left, and he'll fire the 3. Rebound Gooden.
If you're going to be successful against a team that's trying to get physical and trying to muscle you, oh, Frank Williams just so quick defensively. Boschie's having trouble.
And Boschie fortunate to keep possession in Kansas's hands.
But how do you play against a team that's going to come with this physical intensity and tenacity? You got to play your game, have supreme confidence, get the ball to your best players, come back to Gooden, let him create.
Boschie from NBA range off the mark, and Williams rebounds. Here come the Illini.
The position defense. Bill Self, the master teacher.
Hook. No good, and rebound goes to Ballard. 6-footer.
Backcourt depth, not the strength. Ballard is going to have to come through big as another turnover here and a foul on Boschie. Heinrich's already got 2 fouls.
Boschie's first. 10:39 left in this first half. The Illini controlling the game, just not allowing Kansas a chance to shoot with this terrific defense.
And yet they only trail by 6. A 3 here, an offensive rebound. But who's going to make it happen? They've got to come back to Drew, the truth Gooden.
Rapala with a beautiful setup pass to Brian Cook. 4 for him.
Caprala is a terrific all-around player. Doesn't get a lot of time, not much recognition out of Sarajevo. Just escaped the war over there in the early 90s when his family came over here.
Look at that, Williams. He knocks it away, another turnover, and then races to the other end and scores.
Beautiful play, Illinois, and Roy Williams forced to come quickly back with Heinrich, even though he's playing with 2 fouls.
And Collison waiting to check in as well.
Every single play is contested when you're playing against Illinois.
Look at Chenoweth drawing 3 white jerseys, able to get it out to Gregory, and Gregory a fall away. Last touch by Gooden, out to Illinois. Kropala, let's go back and see this bounce feed.
How do you handle the high post against the zone defense? Demir Krapalia, the junior from Rockford, Illinois, where he's living right now. And then they poke it out in Frank Williams, Nitty, named after the untouchable character, little Frank Williams. Peoria Manual High School.
Coaches, Phil, in the Big Ten, he was untouchable. He was the player of the year, and you can see why, not just offensively, but his play on the defensive end. And that'll be across the half-court line. The turnover goes against Bill Self's Illini. 10 minutes, 2 field goals, 13 turnovers for Roy Williams' Kansas club. Collison back in and Heinrich in.
It's got to come from Collison and Gooden. They're the guys who seem to have the best chance, but every time they get it, they got 3 Illini all over them.
Count the guys in white uniform. There might be more than 5 out there the way they're playing.
Look at the disciplined defense right now. And it's the closeouts. As soon as Kansas picks up the ball, they seal up right away, make them pass back out. Now they're up against the shot clock.
8 seconds there. Williams working on Heinrich defensively. Heinrich takes it inside. And finally, a field goal for the Kansas Jayhawks. First one for Heinrich.
Here's a guy, Kirk Heinrich, who leads the Big 12 in assists per game at 7. 3-point percentage at 50%.
Sean Harrington and Lucas Johnson back in for Illinois. Williams and McLean with a breather.
13 turnovers and only 3 baskets made. A nightmare for Roy Williams. He's going to have to bring that monkey back out here right now and show his guys, loosen them up a little bit.
Rapala. Zone now for Kansas.
Intensity, focus, determination.
Last touch by Heinrich. So the only starters on the court now for Illinois are Bradford in the backcourt and Brian Cook at forward.
But Self is doing the right thing. When you have all this talent, this kind of depth, play at a pace that the other team can't match.
Bradford not there, and a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, the physical play underneath, battling for position.
Brian Cook has his second.
His second personal foul. 18 fouls on Illinois.
Illinois with a suffocating defense. Kansas with far more turnovers than field goals, and yet are only down by 8 in a very physical first half here in San Antonio's Alamodome, a site of the Final Four just 3 years ago. Heinrich hits the free throw, and it's a 17-10 Illinois lead.
Bert Heinrich from Sioux City, Iowa, where as a high schooler he was the Iowa Mr. Basketball. One of 2 Iowa players on this team, Nick Collison the other. Both of them played for their dads. Kansas loyalists coming alive here, trying to inspire some confidence in a shaky squad.
Rapala deep in the corner, and Lucas Johnson with another offensive rebound.
Everyone for Kansas turned to find a man to box out. That's the liability of playing zone defense, not something they're wont to do.
Collison from outside, a 2 put on the line. Now, in order to get his shot away, Collison had to come way outside to score. He has 3 points.
He's shooting 59% on the season. The leading field goal percentage shooter, Nick Collison, for Roy Williams. Now back to a more standard man-to-man defense.
Bradford hasn't hit any threes thus far, and there's a foul on Lucas Johnson reaching in.
You have got to be dynamic on the weak side defensive boards if you're going to beat Illinois. There are frequent gunners from the long range on the strong side. Illinois is. You got to have somebody over there saying, hey, look, this whole side of the court is mine.
So look at Bill Self, the 38-year-old coach, first year at Illinois. His nickname in his playing days at Oklahoma State was Still. I said, Still? He said, didn't move real well.
Well, he played for Paul Hansen there at Oklahoma State, graduating class of 1985. 37-year-old Bill Self taking over Forlon Kruger, and he's opened things up here for this Illinois team.
Collison says we can get an offensive board and 1. That's big. suddenly Kansas is within 4 points.
As bad as Kansas has played, all the calls that went against them in the opening 3 minutes, that has sort of evened out of late. And they're right there. This free throw goes down. They make some defensive stops, and they can get the control. They can gain some momentum here, maybe lift their spirits.
Chance for the three-point play and his 5th point of the game. Not there. Gregory almost with the rebound, and here comes Sergio McLean for Illinois.
Well, McLean just always seems to be in the right position. A terrific leader, always a winner. Nice post-entry pass, Johnson.
And Archibald makes it a 21-15 game with his first bucket.
Heinrich able to get the ball more in position now that he's not guarded by Bradford or Frank Williams.
Gooden has it knocked away. Goes right to Collison with the garbage. And Nick Collison cuts the Illini advantage to 4.
Illinois saved the ball underneath their own basket, something you never want to do unless you have a sure thing. Again, the loyalists from Lawrence coming alive. What an atmosphere in the Alamodome.
Williams walks in for an easy 2. Frank Williams has 4.
Very quiet, moody type of person, Frank Williams, the youngest.
Oh, tough for Drew Gooden. He has 6.
Keep an eye on Gregory and Johnson here. Number 20 in blue, 22 in white. The left side of the wing, they're matched up. They're going at it, elbows, a lot of talking.
Williams.
Nice step out by Collison. Gooden.
McLean stole the rebound, however, and Lucas Johnson fires a 3, and McLean gets another offensive board. Shoot till you miss. Thus far, 10-0 on offensive rebounds for Illinois. Bad pass, scramble, Boshi, good move, bats it ahead. Gregory.
Beautiful pass.
Heinrich. That'll get the Kansas fans on their feet. Timeout, Illinois.
The tide turning ever so slightly for Kansas. Numbers in transition. The finish. Signs of life for the Jayhawks.
Is your asthma really under control?
Yeah. But sometimes I wheeze.
Ever wake up short of breath?
I do.
Use your fast-acting inhaler more than twice a week.
I use mine every day.
If that's what you call control, ask your doctor if prescription Flovent is right for you. Flovent twice a day helps control the inflammation that can cause asthma symptoms in the first place and helps improve lung function. Flovent won't replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden attacks. People switching from an oral steroid like prednisone to Flovent, an inhaled steroid, need to be especially careful. While adjusting to the switch, your body is not as able to heal after surgery, infection, or serious injury. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve.
Now this is control.
Flovent, helping you define asthma control.
They hide in the shadows, under bridges, and in the alleys. Some people call them throwaways. Can you imagine how it must feel when your own parents don't want you? When I took over Crossroads, it was a shelter for teens, and it was pretty run down. So we started a project to rebuild, to make it a real home for the kids. Trouble was, we ran short of money before we could even get the roof up. I didn't know where to turn. That's when I called the Philip Morris companies, and they sent us a Christmas present. It covered everything.
The Philip Morris companies know there are many people in jeopardy. That's why, over the last 4 decades, we've contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to programs that can make a difference in someone's life.
Now the kids take pride in their home. Philip Morris didn't forget about us either. Whenever we've needed support, they've come through. They've helped me turn a homeless teen shelter into a home.
Working to make a difference. The people of Philip Morris.
We invite you to preview the Elite Eight teams. We're coming down to the weekend eights with head-to-head matchups, exclusive columns, cutting-edge analysis. It's all at the Internet's home of college basketball, cbs.sportsline.com. And there's the University of Arizona team. They've come out to watch. And you wonder down deep if they're rooting for either Kansas or Illinois, their opponent on Sunday.
They're rooting for 5 overtimes.
Wear them out, huh?
But what we've seen in this game is clearly a step, maybe 2 or 3 steps higher than we saw in the first game in terms of level of play.
Kansas has made its last 6 shots, and finally a 3-pointer falls for Illinois. That's only their second in 12 attempts.
The beauty of Frank Williams, able to do whatever is necessary. Frank Williams raises the level of his game to the level of the opponent. Against ranked teams this year, scoring 5 more points a game.
Kirk Heinrich, the sophomore from Sioux City, Iowa, answers for Kansas. He has a half dozen.
Deep into the bench now. Jeff Carey playing the middle for Roy Williams of the zone.
And a hold against Boucher, I think. Boucher has his second.
They can ill afford any fouls in the backcourt. When Brett Ballard came in, 6-foot junior out of Hutchinson, Kansas, he's on the bench right now. When Heinrich had to sit down briefly with 2 fouls, things did not look good for the Jayhawks.
Sergio McLean averaging 7.5. Not a solid free throw shooter, just under 55% on the season. That's his 3rd point to open Illinois' lead to 4. Here comes big Eric Chenoweth and a 6'10 partner Drew Gooden back in for Kansas with Carey out, and Collison will be rested as well.
Bring some size, bring some beef, but at the line right now, Sergio McLean, a terrific leader on and off the court. Very solid student. This is a guy who played for his dad, Wayne. Oh,
banks it in. That's kind of like, you used to do that. You must have been looking at some old UCLA film.
Here's a tip. American Express has this membership rewards program. Sign up and you get points when you pay with a small business card. You've got 100 points here, you've got, say, 300 points here. That'll be 4,000 points on this week's deliveries alone. You've got lots of ways to pay, but this card can take you to Hawaii, so why pay any other way?
Small business owners have earned billions of points to spend on travel, equipment, and more. To sign up for membership rewards, visit us at AmericanExpress.com.
Lobster Fest is back. Time to go overboard with all the sweet, succulent, mouth-watering lobster you can sink your seafood-loving teeth into. So come in for Lobster Fest and go overboard.
If only your house could talk, what would it say?
I've seen 6 generations of families walk through these doors. And each one has made an impression on me.
I used to be a barn. Lowe's understands that every home tells the story of who we are and everything we might possibly be. What's your vision of the perfect house?
I may be an old house, but step into my kitchen and I'm 21st century.
You'll see it at Lowe's. Lowe's has everything and everyone to help your house tell the story about who you really are. Lowe's. Improving home improvement.
For me, it's by far the greatest 4 days of golf.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Back at the Alamodome in San Antonio, the foul situation. Illinois committed 10, so Kansas in the double bonus, 17 fouls on the Jayhawks.
Fierce competition here, spirited rivalry between these 2 great conferences. Fans going at it, the fans happening. Changing defenses for Illinois.
Inside to Gooden, that jump hook not there. And a foul.
Not a good play by Drew Gooden.
His first. Drew Gooden.
You miss a shot in a game like this, you got to let it go. You're not going to get it back on a scramble play. Illinois is just too tough defensively. They're so well schooled on position defense, position rebounds. And the Illinois players, they don't care if they get fouls, because they've got guys on the bench that Roy Williams doesn't have.
Rapala unable to hit the front end, but Lucas Johnson sets up Bradford. In and out on the three, and Kapala with the offensive rebound. And the Illini, the size and muscle of this Illinois team, 12-1 in offensive rebounds.
How do you expect to win if you don't control your defensive backboard? How do you expect to win if you can't get the ball up court?
Boshi's pass, very dangerous, and McLean a near steal.
The long, jacked-up three by Corey Bradford. That's his game. It's also the game for the rest of his team, because when he misses, they just relentlessly pummel you on the glass.
The Illini would have a sizable lead, but for Corey Bradford's cold shooting, he's 1 for 10.
Bradford's 1 for 10.
Gooden misses. Rebound for Palya. He's giving Bill Self some nice minutes.
Drew Gooden, who started terrifically, has gone ice cold.
Williams fires from three-point range, and that's the Illini's biggest lead, 10, with 3.5 minutes to go in this first half.
How does the team respond to the adversity that they're faced with? Should have been a palming violation on Boshi that time.
Gooden trying to split the defense, and a reach-in foul on Sergio McLean.
How smooth is Frank Williams' delivery on the shot, though? He's made some long-range shots, Frank Williams. So impressive for this Big Ten Player of the Year.
More so, my eyes drawn to his work on defense. He is tenacious.
Well, the hands. There's no lunging. It's just the speed, almost like a boxer, the way he gets inside of you with great footwork, and then he just slashes you up with the quickness.
On the year, 2.1 steals a game, all the assists, and leads the team in scoring as well. And Gooden misses both free throws, and Chenoweth over the top will be called for the foul. Kansas now from the free throw line, their own worst enemy, 5 for 12.
And all Roy Williams can do is sit down and say, who wants to play the bang-bang game? Not a lot of strategy at this point that can be altered.
Well, here's a guy that will play the bang-bang game, tough with high energy, Lucas Johnson, the junior. He has 3 points. The Illini by 11. And with that, a timeout. 3:22 left in the half. The Illini by 12.
This is a toe. This is a foot. Now you know the difference between Lamisil AT spray pump and Lotrimin AF. Lotrimin AF products are proven to kill athlete's foot on the whole foot. Lamisil AT is only proven to work between the toes. Hey, it's not called athlete's toe, it's called athlete's foot. So get the cure that's proven to work on the whole foot. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure.
Howie, have a seat. Listen.
Cool. It's just like a movie theater.
RCA Digital Home Theater from Radio Shack.
There's just one thing that's missing. A cup holder.
Enhance your home theater system with the amazing digital picture and sound quality of an RCA single or 5-disc DVD player. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
This company was showing its age, but it discovered a new market opportunity. Alas, its data was locked in systems that were showing their age, too. The company feared they would have to replace the systems. Instead, their new software allowed them to quickly transform them. The software is neither humble nor vain with its facelift. Always adaptable and eternally youthful. Enterprise software from Microsoft.
It's about moving forward and not looking back. It's about designing the next generation of lawn tractors that not only cuts your lawn, but cuts it faster. Introducing the John Deere SST lawn tractor with spin steer technology. The only one to come with the technology to spin in place just by turning the wheel. The technology is so advanced, it actually cuts time.
He was hired as chief of police in a city with one of the highest crime rates in the country. Will he clean up D.C.?
Get this guy.
Yes, The District, CBS Saturday.
Back in San Antonio, where Illinois leads by 12. Well, many of you know that Bill Self was an assistant at Kansas in 1986 for Larry Brown. Bill told me that one of his main jobs was to buy the papers every day, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, USA Today, and tell Larry Brown what was going on in the world. Obviously, Dick Enberg, he learned a lot more.
He was the JV coach there as a graduate assistant, and he said he took a lot from Larry Brown. That wasn't just from the newspaper reading. But brilliant young coaches in the game.
But what we're seeing right now is why Illinois is so tough. This is a squad that all 7 of their losses this season have come to NCAA teams, all with at least a number 7 seed.
Well, since Heinrich scored that layup to cut the Illinois lead to just 2 at 23-21, the Big Teners have run off 12-2. And Chenoweth just struggling to get inside and loses the ball. Another turnover. That defense, interior defense, brilliant.
Only one opponent this year has shot over 50% against Illinois. That was Wisconsin. Only 5 other opponents shot at least 45%. And with Kansas having a nightmare evening, excuse me, how are they going to turn it around with just 2:43 here in the first half?
Second foul on Gooden. At the line, Lucas Johnson looking for his 5th point.
What a spark plug off the bench, Lucas Johnson.
Reminder, singular at the half with Gregg and Clark in New York. They'll bring you up to date on all the highlights and scores of this round, regional round, as we work toward the Elite Eight.
I chose Fidelity's Power Street because they have some of the hottest technology.
I can't believe he said that. He chose it because it's from Fidelity Investments.
I like the excitement of online trading.
He likes the security of knowing someone's behind him.
If I'm going to build a portfolio, I need a stock screener, complete view, and map of the market.
If he's going to build a portfolio, he's going to do it with the people who built 1 or 2 themselves.
To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
I love you, too.
And we're back in San Antonio. The winner will engage the Arizona Wildcats in the Elite Eight round on Sunday here at the Alamodome. The outmanned, or at least outsized, Jayhawks looking for some spark. They had a good run middle of this first half, but Illinois taking command again, and Lucas Johnson at the line for the Illini who enjoy a 13-point advantage.
But just emblematic, Johnson, of the strong bench play for Bill Self, a team that outscores their opponents by 8 points per game. Bench play by committee. Now it's 11-0 bench scoring edge for the Fighting Illini tonight.
16-2 run currently for Illinois, and they thought they had another turnover.
But when you look at the bench play this season for Illinois, against Duke, the bench for Illinois outscored Duke's bench 18-0. Against Indiana, 30-5, and pounded them on the boards 20-2. So this is nothing new for fans of the Illini.
.220 left in this first half, and Kansas just hungry for some points. Gregory way outside his range. Hits a 30-footer, and he'll take it 37-26.
Well, Surprisingly enough, Kenny Gregory had a career best from behind the line this year, but he is much more the dynamic finisher in the open court than the spot-up set shooter from the perimeter.
Inside 2 minutes.
Nice screen by McLean.
Williams is short, and Gregory with a loose ball.
Great transition defense for Illinois.
Heinrich for 3. Yes. 2 big trays for the Kansas Jayhawks in the last half minute.
Well, that'll get them back in, but the only way that play is open is because the big men, Gooden and Chenoweth, are pounding the floor, drawing the defense down with them. Now they go back to the zone. Kansas playing more zone this year than any time in Roy Williams' now 13th-year career. Nice pass.
Oh, Lucas Johnson to Crapola. And that's 6 for him.
Heinrich settling down, making some positive contributions. Chenoweth in the lane a long time.
What was that? Boschee can't connect, and it's been a rough first half for Jeff Boschee, who has contributed throughout the season with his long-range bombs. He is 0 for 2, hasn't scored a point. Williams on the run. Oh, he actually was bobbling the ball in midair, gets control and drops it home.
Truly one of the great guards in college basketball. We saw Jason Williams, the display he put on last night with the near 20-point run by himself in eliminating UCLA. Now we're seeing Frank Williams put on an equally impressive show. Last shot time for Kansas.
5 seconds difference in clock times. Gregory gets Lucas in the air. 3-pointer, well off the mark, and Williams with 11 seconds left for the Illini.
Great recovery defensively by Lucas Johnson. That guy is a super sub.
Williams almost banked it in at the buzzer, and the University of Illinois, led by that man, Frank Williams, his 15 points, leave the court at halftime with a 12-point lead.
Frank Williams along that baseline, the runner bobbling the ball, adding once again to his endless list of creative shot attempts, moves that he tags with special names.
Kurt Heinrich had 11 to lead Kansas in the first 20 minutes, but Boschee didn't score. And the tight defense, interior defense, anytime there was penetration into that Illinois defense, boom, the door was slammed. But not on Leslie Visser.
Well, Bill Self told his team, you're the #1 seed. Go play like a great defense. You forced 14 turnovers.
Yeah, we played great defense. We didn't execute very well against their zone, but our defensive rebounding is very good. They got us in foul trouble, but our reserves really played well.
And what about Frank Williams? A season high for him in the first half.
Well, sometimes that's not good. That means other people aren't involved. But this particular game, he played very, very well. The first half, but still, yeah, a lot of ball left to be played.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Back to you, Dick.
All right, Leslie, the score at the half. Illinois 41, Kansas 29. CBS exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
This is your mouse making the moves on CBS Sportsline, hitting scores, stats, contests. It's a slam dunk on CBS.Sportsline.com when you've got to know more and fast.
Kurt Russell, Halle Berry, Steven Seagal. Executive decision, CBS Sunday.
So, how's the food here?
Great, Mom. Pizza every day.
That's what I was afraid of.
Oh, it's not what you had in college, Mom. It's Papa John's.
But you need variety.
Variety? That's Papa's Choice. You get 5 toppings for $10.99.
What about your veggies?
Their veggies are great, especially the fresh baby portobello mushrooms.
Order Papa's Choice, a large pizza with your choice of 5 toppings for a meager
I'm living better than I ever did at home.
I wouldn't say that.
Peggy wants an ATM machine close to her home.
Scott wants a free checking account that covers his overdrafts.
Julian wants investments with competitive rates.
Jan wants personalized service from knowledgeable bankers.
Neil wants to bank online, at midnight, in his boxers.
Financial services from Busey Bank.
Pass it on, but don't pass it up. It's tournament time at Nissan. Get 3.9 APR financing for 60 months on every new Altima. 3.9% plus $1,400 cash back. Drive home a winner. Get great deals on Maxima with what may be the best V6 engine ever. And Sentra, a AAA top car for 2001. We've got your number. 3.9% for 60 months. Hurry to your Nissan dealer. Tournament time ends April 2nd. Nissan, driven.
CBA Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that believes in the value of self-expression.
Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to Singular at the Half here in New York. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg. Our halftime score, Illinois 41 and Kansas 29. You might ask yourself, well, I'm asking myself, if these teams continue to play the way they are, how can Kansas win this game?
They can't, because Illinois is dominating in every facet. They're out-rebounding Kansas. They're turning them over. The only reason Kansas is within 12 is because they've shot the ball well when they've gotten shots. They shot 58% in the first half.
All right, Clark. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, Temple and Penn State have now moved to about the 8:15 mark in the second half. Temple enjoying the league. Let's send you there live. Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
Everything continues to go the way of the Owls tonight, as Temple used a 17-2 run midway through the first half to grab this game by the throat and refuse to let go. They have dominated as they roll over a Penn State team that had such high hopes tonight. Here's Joe Crispin with a three-pointer, but that's been one of the few things that's gone well for the Crispin brothers tonight.
And Vern, in the beginning of the game, they closed out on all the perimeter shooters, locked them up, got their confidence shaken, then took away the inside game. The zone just mesmerized Penn State. They weren't able to do anything. And the continuing offensive saga, the ability of Lynn Greer to run an offense, penetrate, kick the guys like, well, here's a deep shot. Quincy now, Wadley lining it up, and that's been the game, folks.
Backcourt of Wadley and Greer. And they are really good.
They obviously have great confidence, Vern, and the ball is in their hands because John trusts them. And the ability to make good, sound decisions is the reason they get it.
Quincy Wadley for three. 63-45.
You just made a touch goal. Now take first position. Stop, stop, stop. You are so clumsy. Again. You are a peacock. Strut, strut. You are a camel in the desert. You are a tree. You are a redwood. You are a sapling. Express yourself.
Announcing Singular, the wireless company that believes in the joy of self-expression.
Bravissimo.
Georgia Dome in Atlanta, where one of these two teams will survive and advance, and Thursday on Survivor. The ultimate challenge could land someone in paradise who will get voted off. Don't miss an all-new Survivor when it moves back to Thursday on CBS.
A little extended pressure here. See if he can hustle Temple. Impossible, Vern, by the way. And they will not give in. Great mental toughness. Stretch the D, and all of a sudden you'll see Greer try and turn the corner and create.
Here's an amazing fact. Under John Chaney, this Temple team has been to 4 rounds of 16. They've never lost a regional semifinal. They're going to keep that record intact tonight.
And with guys making decisions like that, and the inbounds, they get another steal. And how about Jefferson? I mean, he has played so well. And then now he takes it to the rim, and John wanted to throw it back out. He can't believe it. He can't believe he took the shot. Oh, is he animated? He's like a teenager on the sideline, and what a boost all game long that Greg Jefferson has given them. 14 points, Vern. Oh, my goodness. 7 of 9 field goal, and just all-out effort And he thinks he did a great thing. Wait till they look at the tape, and John pounces on him.
Here's Greg Jefferson, the sophomore out of Los Angeles at the free throw line. Does not excel here. He's a 54% free throw shooter, but why not tonight with everything else going so well? Well, you Temple Owls.
Well, you think you've done the right thing. You turn over and the teacher takes you to task. What did I do wrong?
So under 6.5 to play, and Clark, you're right. Temple is beginning to look a little bit more and more unconscious. Penn State won the earlier meeting. They're not about to win this one.
Well, I tell you what, I've not seen Temple play this well. Defensively and rebounding, they've always been solid. They never really turned the ball over, but shooting and controlling the pace and flow of the game, Wadley and Greer have been tremendous throughout this tournament.
All right, let's recap the brackets for you from this evening, and we'll begin in the South, in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Georgia Dome today. Michigan State, the top seed in the house, knocked off Gonzaga. That's the top seed in the South, and they will await the winner, which is looking more and more like Temple. 77-62 was the final score. Casey Calvary continued to lead the Bulldogs. That three cut the MSU lead to 3.
And it's Calvary again going to work inside with the throwdown. It was tied at 27. And then look at the steal here by Richardson. He's going to find Charlie Bell, who had a double-double with 21 points, 10 boards. 2 of them right there. Spartans by 1.
Watch Chappelle. Quick look inside. Andre Hutton jams it home, and then Charlie Bell does it from the outside. Spartans win it. Andre Hudson says MSU's out to show something.
No, we definitely feel we have something to prove. You know, a lot of people are really counting us out, and we've done a lot here, and we don't want it to end just yet. So we definitely want to go out there and just keep playing hard and aggressive and try to keep our streak alive.
You know, it's been a wonderful experience at the university and playing basketball. And, you know, I will always remember this as the very best time in my life. And, you know, thinking about it coming to an end makes me get choked up.
Calvary and Gonzaga victimized by Michigan State's 9th straight NCAA tournament victory. Meanwhile, in the Midwest tonight, Arizona came from behind to beat Ole Miss. The final was 66-56. Raheem Lockhart finds Justin Reed open on the far side for the bank shot off the glass. Ole Miss up 15-6.
But then Arizona came back to take a 1-point lead here. Gardner finds Lauren Woods for the throwdown. Then Gilbert Arenas. With the anticipation and the pilfer, he's off to the races.
Talk about anticipation. You can see this one coming, Clark. Watch this. Richard Jefferson. Oh, I got that one. Takes it in for the jam. Wildcats increased their lead to 5. They go on to win it, and for the first time ever, the Pac-10 sends 3 teams into the Elite 8. Here's what's coming your way tomorrow. Road to the Final Four at noon, and again at 3:30 Eastern Time. In between, the men's Division II title game. Washburn and Kentucky Wesleyan. Maryland and Stanford will tip off at about 4:40 Eastern in the West. Southern California and Duke at about 7 p.m. in the East. Then on Sunday, the road to the Final Four comes your way at 2 Eastern Time. Doubleheader action gets underway at 2:30. First in the South, it'll be either Temple or Penn State against Michigan State at about 2:40 Eastern. In the Midwest, Arizona against the winner of Kansas, Illinois. That tips at about 5 Eastern Time. And that'll do it for this edition of Singular at the Half. We will send you back to the Alamodome for the second half of Kansas and Illinois right after this.
Singular at the Half has been sponsored by Singular, the wireless company that believes in the value of self-expression.
Relive March Madness again and again. Experience all of this year's tournament action with the official NCAA championship videos. Call now, 1-800-747-7999. It's all here, from the excitement of the opening rounds to the drama of the Final Four. Order the official NCAA championship video by calling 1-800-747-7999. 1-800-747-7999.
Growing up, all we wanted to do was play. But as the world opened up to us, it became easier to get sidetracked. And just one single bet, one simple step can blow not only your education, but a chance to compete in the sport that we love.
They watch from the stands while their money changes hands.
The only thing worth betting on is ourselves.
After this 2-minute timeout. Welcome back, everybody. This one is far
from over. Nobody wants to let this one get away from them.
He was hired as chief of police in a city with one of the highest crime rates in the country. Will he clean up D.C.?
Get this guy.
Yes, The District, CBS Saturday.
Getting ready for the second half, and the Illini in the mood to celebrate, leading by 12. Our coverage continues after this message and a word from your local station.
This is the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. And the 2001 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Dave welcomes Sean Penn tonight on The Late Show.
Tatman's Collision Repair. Good people, sensible prices, outstanding quality.
Come on, Joey, let's have some of Grandma's old recipe ice cream.
Wow, it sure looks good.
It is, Joey. There's a whole world of wonderful flavors in her old recipe ice cream. It starts with fresh cream and cane sugar, then in go all kinds of other great tasting treats.
Gosh, did Grandma make it herself?
Of course not, Joey. She goes to the store and buys it like everybody else.
Taste the premium quality of old recipe ice cream from Prairie Farms.
Why so glum, my gym-shorted chum? I'll never make the track team.
Say yes I can with Hardee's roast beef sandwich.
Yes, I can. Now I'm feeling fine.
Oven roasted and carved to order, served to you in record time. Now do it for the biscuit.
Yes, I can.
Hardee's original roast beef is back. Bigger, oven roasted and carved to order.
Come on home.
NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Saltum, the AIG Companies, and by Agilent Technologies.
Ready for the second half here at the Alamodome. A 12-point lead for the Illini, justifying their position as a #1 seed here in the Midwest. And actually, Bill Walton, I've been stunned by how effective that defense is, the pressure on the guards, and then when they do try to get it inside Kansas, there seems to be 5 Illini men there to stop them.
Dick, we're obviously not in Kansas anymore, as the guard play has been insufficient for Roy Williams. They're getting pounded on the glass. They're getting dominated in the paint here.
So what do they do? How do they break up the pattern of the first half?
It's got to be Collison and Gooden. Those are the guys who are most capable of coming out and taking control in the set offense. Then they've got to get Gregory free in the open half, but they've taken 19 fewer shot attempts.
Twice as many for Illinois. 19 for Roy Williams' Kansas team. 38 shot attempts for Illinois.
Kansas shoots 58%, and they're getting hammered here because they've only taken 19 shots. The turnovers have absolutely killed them. 14 turnovers for Kansas, just 8 for Illinois. Frank Williams has been absolutely dazzling. 15 points. The only player for the Fighting Illini in double figures.
Here we go, second 20 minutes. Williams, McLean, along with Griffin, Bradford, and Cook, the same 5 that started for Illinois. Boschee, Heinrich, Gooden, Collison, and Gregory for Kansas. Short, but there's the second chance. Brian Cook follows in, and it's back to the biggest lead of the game for Illinois, 14.
That's a 13-1 edge on the offensive glass for the Illini.
Almost a turnover as Gooden's pass trying to thread it inside. Look, Williams' anticipation is so outstanding. Whistle away from the ball.
This is a clinic. We've heard so often about defense, rebounding. That's what wins championships.
Third foul on Brian Cook of Illinois.
Points in the paint is a 3-to-1 ratio at 24-8 advantage Illinois.
Robert Archibald's going to come in for Cook at the next timeout. Collison with Cook. Short. Griffin with the rebound.
Frank Williams in transition. Who can deny him?
Hits the underside of the rim. Tried for perhaps a little too much, but look at him go after Heinrich defensively. Just watch this matchup. Williams got his eyes on the ball.
When Frank Williams was in high school up at Peoria Manual playing for Sergio McLean's dad, he evoked fond memories of Winston-Salem's Earl Monroe. Not a great outside shooter, but just incredibly creative and inventive.
And traveling called against Gooden as he scrambled along the baseline. Try again. That's just barbed wire inside there for Roy Williams Jayhawks.
So fierce, so determined, relentless. The pursuit of the ball, the willingness to put your body in harm's way, challenging the manhood of your opponent. See if they want to mix it up.
Williams hesitates, then sets up Bradford, but no basket there. The foul before.
Heinrich along the baseline picks up yet another foul.
He's got 3.
And we saw what a disaster it was for Roy Williams when he went to the bench. He may have to put Gregory in the backcourt there. Now, Michigan State tried to put a big physical player. They put Jason Richardson on him in their Big Ten meeting. Try to put some size, strength, and athleticism on Frank Williams. That didn't work, though. Jason Williams was second in the Big Ten Player of the Year, so he was no slouch. Frank Williams torched him.
McLean throws it away. Bill Self barks out at Robert Archibald for not being in the right spot. He's got the GQ looks, but there's a fire inside his furnace, isn't there?
All great coaches are tough, they're demanding, they're relentless. They also have to have that little bit of patience. Bill Self, the complete package, really one of the rising stars on the college scene.
Boschee inside to Collison. And the foul on, I believe, Archibald got a piece of Collison's wrist on the way up.
Now, Roy Williams is pleading, begging on the sideline for more ball movement. Kansas is making a mistake here by trying to beat him one-on-one. That's not their game. Their game is ball movement, execution, flash from the weak side, drop it into the post, get some splits, get some backdoor cuts, screen down, back screens. You're not going to beat Illinois. I don't know if anyone in the country can beat Illinois playing a one-on-one game because their individual defense is so tough, and they don't care if they foul.
See Archibald out with 3 fouls. Krapala replaces him. Collison looks for his 8th point. (43-31) Illinois.
Can Boschee put any pressure on Frank Bradford?
Griffin anticipated a cut that wasn't there. A rare turnover. 10 now for Self, and wake-ups the charge from Bill Self.
But has Kansas been able to capitalize on those turnovers? Not a good percentage for Kansas on the points off turnovers. Over the top, nice pass into Gooden.
Here he was fouled. Heinrich gets the loose ball to Gregory, and a foul.
Gooden was so strong early on, then they went away from him. Took him out of his rhythm and hasn't been able to get back to it whatsoever.
Krapala with his third foul, and the team fouls now. 3 for Illinois, 1 for Kansas.
But with Gooden being their most promising low post threat with the ball, they need to get him the ball on that low left block.
Test your knowledge of tournament trivia. Participate in live polls through this interactive telecast. It's available on Ultimate TV. Gregory with a chance to carve the Illinois lead to 10. Rapallo with the rebound.
The guys off the bench for Bill Self: Lucas Johnson, Krapalia, Archibald, just Sean Harrington. We haven't even seen Melton and Howard yet.
And the cheer from the Illini faithful across the way as Drew Gooden picks up his 3rd foul. I asked him why he wears a 0. He said, "Makes me more mysterious." I said, "What?"
Well, he's a very outspoken and outgoing personality there, Drew Gooden.
That's over the back on Krapalia. His 4th. Well, that is a real advantage, though, isn't it? Bill Self, he's got Archibald, he's on the bench, he's got Brian Cook on the bench, and now here comes Archibald back in. He has 3, as does Cook, and Krapalia out with 4. Griffin has 3 as well. So all the big guys are in some foul difficulty.
But it doesn't really matter because they just keep putting these guys in who play at a relentless, determined pace. And they got Frank Williams who can finish it off on the offensive end.
Oh, nice move by Heinrich, and he trips, and it's Archibald who didn't take him but 6 seconds to get his 4th foul.
Kurt Heinrich to the line. Started the last 45 games for Roy Williams and has led the team in assists in 28 of the last 32 of those games. But he had a very deep thigh bruise against Syracuse. Dick, speaking of Syracuse, remember that game last week? It was just last week that Kansas out-rebounded Syracuse by 33 rebounds, a near record-setting performance, and the punishing that they're taking right here. How good is Illinois? Or maybe better yet, what's happened to the Syracuse rebounders?
Well, Heinrich gets 2, and it's back into a single-digit lead for Illinois. Lucas Johnson has returned to the lineup for Illinois, replacing Archibald, so Illinois is shorter.
The hesitation dribbles by Frank Williams, so smooth, the confidence.
Sean Harrington can't get inside against Boshi. Johnson, bad pass, intercepted by Collison.
Got to convert off turnovers. You're not getting anything out of the set offense. But the transition defense, again, spectacular for Illinois.
Drew Gooden, and there's the steal by Frank Williams again. What a player he is. To Lucas Johnson, and a foul. It's going to be a block on Boshi. Look at the anticipation of Williams here.
But against the dug-in set defense, you got to have more ball movement than that. You can't just pass the guys who were standing still. Boshi tries to stand in and take a charge, but Lucas Johnson already on his way to the hoop.
Johnson averaging 4.5. He looks for his 7th tonight.
Lucas Johnson wears a number 21 on his left wristband. That's in honor of former Illini player Matt Heldman. Matt and his dad Otis were killed in a tragic auto accident last year. Well, Matt Heldman was Lucas Johnson's older brother Brian's roommate in college on the great '98 Big Ten champion team from Illinois.
He's made all 6 of his free throws.
Well, Lucas Johnson tries to emulate Heldman's game and show honor and respect by wearing that number 21 on the wristband.
Every pass contested by this Illinois defense. Gooden inside to Collison. Tipped by Gooden.
Finally, an offensive rebound series by Kansas. Still trailing by 10. Offensive rebounds on the night, 14-3. The disparity huge.
Johnson, a nice pass to Griffin, but he can't connect. Gooden rebounds. Heinrich brings it in for Kansas, trailing by 10 with 15.5 minutes left. Collison. And he scores. He's fouled.
Beautiful high-low exchange.
Here at the Alamodome, the high-tension, dramatic play in Illinois with incredible defensive vice on Kansas for most of the game. But a window is open here with 15:20 remaining in the second half as Kansas with a modest rally down by as much as 14 here in the second half. Collison has just scored and to pull the Jayhawks within 8 and has a free throw.
Nick Collison at the line here, a regular in USA basketball events. They basically call him Mr. USA basketball.
He completes the three-point play. Timeout with 4:40 gone in the second half. Collison pulls Kansas within 7.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Tahoe, now offering a third row of seats that's light and easier to handle than anything else out there. It's nowhere near anything. The new Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
What will communications be when it finally grows up? Satellite? Broadband? Wireless? Fiber optic? With technologies from Agilent, communications can grow up to be whatever it wants to be. Let's see what this baby can do.
There's one thing that you must do, in my opinion, to win the Masters, and that's the putt well.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Back at the Alamodome, Kentucky beat Utah here for the national championship in 1998, and next year it will host the women's Final Four. And in this regional battle, Illinois trying to join Michigan State as representatives of the Big Ten in the Elite Eight. Kansas with a rally here with 15-14 left in the second half to pull within 7.
Who can play defense on Frank Williams? Who wants to get tough inside with Lucas Johnson and Sergio McClain and Marcus Griffin? Who can deny Cook out in front and keep him off the offensive glass for Kansas?
Turnover, and Heinrich has it in the backcourt. Williams to beat, and Williams knocks it away and saves it. Oh my, another brilliant defensive play by the Big Ten star of the year.
Or the Kansas fans will look at it and say, how many fouls are you going to ignore on the same play?
And Heinrich gets a foul at the other end for blocking, to the dismay of Roy Williams. His 4th.
The foul here. Frank Williams before that had grabbed him. That was a good clean strip there, but Frank Williams appeared to be out of bounds. All ball right there, clearly out of bounds. No way that ball should belong or be allowed to be kept in play by Frank Williams.
Sean Harrington at the line, the sophomore from Elgin, Illinois, looking for his first point of the game. He's a 73% shooter and has been outstanding from three-point range as we see Brett Ballard return. Heinrich out with 4.
Sean Harrington leads the Big Ten in 3 percentage. 47 on the year. Is another high schooler that played for his dad as his high school coach.
This is both free throws, and it's off Collison out of bounds to Illinois.
Inexplicable that a great shooter like Sean Harrington will come in and brick those 2 free throws, but with Heinrich picking up his 4th foul, that missed call by the referees really hurts Roy Williams.
They didn't get the 2 at the other end, and then they wind up getting a foul at this end, and then Williams gets another 2 points. And he is the complete player. He's as complete as anyone I've seen all season.
Over to top Gregory.
And he can fly. He can take a quarter off the top of the backboard. Bring you change.
11 for Gregory on the night. They're going to need a lot more of that. Williams is breaking you down. A la Earl Monroe from Winston-Salem.
And Williams leads all scorers with 19.
The spins, the pirouettes.
Boshi for 3. Hasn't scored. There's his first tray. Maybe that'll awaken the offense. It certainly has the crowd back in it.
What an electric atmosphere in the Alamodome.
Williams doesn't make 3 in a row. And Lucas Johnson inside. Scramble and a score. Was that Sergio McLean out of a crowd?
Who wants to get down on the glass? Kick ball, Frank Williams. You can't win championships unless you got tough men who want to fight for that ball in the paint. And right now we're seeing guys like Sergio McLean. We're seeing Brian Cook and Marcus Griffin. We're seeing Lucas Johnson and Archibald and Krapalia. Where's the response from Kansas?
Eric Chenoweth returns. Collison out for Kansas. Back comes Marcus Griffin for Illinois. And out goes Sean Harrington.
Marcus Griffin, when he was in high school,
we're at the Alamodome. Dick Enberg, Bill Walton, Leslie Visser, Illinois and Kansas. Illinois dominating defensively, but Kansas with a rally here in the second half. And Boshi hit a 3 and misses this one completely. But it's been the Frank Williams show for Illinois, the Big Ten Player of the Year, and certainly you could hang an All-America star on Williams, the sophomore backcourt player, now with the ball for Illinois. He has done it all at both ends of the court in this contest and has the Illini in front by 8 with the ball.
He's got size, he's got strength, the decision-making is flawless. The leadership, the poise, the competitive greatness.
Out to Lucas Johnson. Johnson, McLean, Williams, Cook, and Griffin on the court for the Illini.
And finally a defensive stand here for the first time. Illinois up against the shot clock.
6 seconds.
But does it matter with Frank Williams?
Misses, but there's another offensive rebound. Did not hit the rim, and so a clock violation charged to Illinois.
One of the few times that Frank Williams has not delivered. Boshi popped in the mouth that time. This is not a game for the faint of heart. Cook comes in, and a good play by Brian Cook. Whenever that ball comes into your triple threat position, get those elbows out and establish position. Don't let the little pretty boys come in and close out on you.
Illinois fans shouting air ball as Boshi was dribbling after his last missed attempt. Chenoweth way outside, forced away from the hoop, and here's Gooden. And he hits a tough 10-footer over Marcus Griffin.
The left side of the court clearly tonight the strong point of Drew Gooden's game. Come back to that move once again.
Griffin over Chenoweth. Answers for Illinois. 53-45 the Illini. First points of the game for Marcus Griffin.
When he was a high school player playing for Peoria Manual, he had a great turnaround jumper like Big E from Houston.
Good. 2 in a row for Drew Gooden, the 6'10 sophomore. He has 10.
Kansas showing signs of life on the offensive end, gaining confidence. Boshi with threes, Gooden with turnaround jumpers. Can they make some stops defensively?
Bradford and hands in the back, and the call up against Brett Ballard, the junior, forced into action. Wasn't expected to play much all season long, but with the injuries and problems, Roy Williams, he's called to duty.
Just whistle while you work.
Just whistle while you work.
If
If you want happy employees, help secure their financial futures. At the Principal Financial Group, that's what we do. In fact, more employers choose us for their 401k plans. Financial solutions for growing companies from the Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
20 years now, where'd they go? 20 years, I don't know. I sit and I wonder sometimes where they've gone.
Need some help, old man?
My boy. Generation after generation. It's good to have someone you can depend on.
We're back. Bill, your whole business is going wireless. Can you retool to keep up?
Well,
Bob, we have an 18-month infrastructure plan. My guess, you've got 6 months tops. Can you do it? Well, we're evaluating several options. Can you say right here, right now, that you'll be wireless ready in 6 months?
Uh-oh, don't do it, Bill. Remain calm.
Well, if we need to do that, we can do that. There you go. And the street's going to hold you to that, Bill.
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
Oh, Bill.
Knock out the bat. George Foreman. All of the colors. All of the colors. Burger, chicken, hot dog. Wow, things are looking more beautiful.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by the Principal Financial Group and by Genuity.
With 11:39 left, a 6-point game. Turnovers +6 for Kansas, rebounds +12 Illinois, and yet the Illini lead by only a half dozen.
And a 40% shooting, and this big disparity right there, a major problem for Roy Williams, a team that's gone 3-4 against ranked opponents this year, beating UCLA, Oklahoma State, and Syracuse, losing to Wake Forest, Oklahoma, and Iowa State twice.
Collison a near steal and held ball in the air. 0 points to Kansas.
Finally, somebody willing to get on the floor for Roy Williams.
And he sends in Eric Chenoweth, who has been absolutely non-productive. No points, no shots, 2 missed free throws, 1 rebound.
Time to get to work for Chenoweth. Time to use that size, a full 7'3", broad shoulders, very sharp and lethal weapons for elbows. But now you got Corey Bradford playing the defense on Boshi out in front.
Drew Gooden from outside is well short, and Lucas Johnson collects for Illinois.
Illinois closes out so well defensively, and then they position themselves. They watch the ball.
Lucas Johnson hammers in a 3. And Johnson off the bench with 11 for the Illini.
The bench disparity so glaring.
Gooden fouled.
But Johnson has had a huge impact on this game. Defensively, getting on the offensive glass, and now opening up, spreading the floor with the perimeter jumper. He starts knocking down shots like that. That just gives his big power teammates, guys like McLean, Cook, Griffin, Archibald, Kapalya, gives them more opportunities on the offensive glass because the defense is now more spread out.
4 fouls now on Brian Cook. Archibald with 4, Kapalya with 4, Cook with 4, and Griffin with 3, the big men for Bill Self. So Kapalya back in, and Cook will be rested with 4. Gooden hits 1 out of 2, and Lucas Johnson, he's all over the place with a rebound. Another whistle.
That'll be away from the ball on Eric Chenoweth.
His second.
Roy Williams, not a lot of options at this point. Can't go deep on that bench.
He needs Heinrich, though, with 4 fouls. He's his one point guard who can really handle the ball.
Well, he's moved Gregory to the backcourt. He's playing Boshi, who was the point guard before Heinrich showed up in Lawrence.
Williams to Bradford.
Nice
Wide
ball
open
move.
Johnson for a 3-point. 2 in a row for Lucas Johnson. What a game for him. 14 points.
And again in the defensive passing lanes.
Collison gets an easy 2 at the other end for Kansas.
Finally, Eric Chenoweth comes with the pass, dumping it down low to Collison, excuse me.
How about the bench points? Illinois 22, Kansas 0.
Well, they shut out Duke's bench earlier this year. They annihilated Indiana's bench earlier this year. Kapalia finally a miss for Illinois.
Gooden fighting Johnson for the rebound. Here's Boshi.
Look at Johnson. He's doing everything. He's guarding Corey Bradford's man.
Collison. Gregory tries the 3. Well short. Collison picks up the garbage. 59-52. And Kansas, just when it appears Illinois is going to run them out of the Alamodome, they come back with a couple of quick buckets by Collison.
Finally, a rhythm starting to develop for Collison. Now, if Gooden can get hot, start getting some better looking shots.
Oh, what a collision, and it's going to go against Bradford, who had been knocked off balance by Boshi.
Looked like Boshi should have been called for that foul.
Hip checked him.
Boshi playing defense bumps Bradford right in. That play easily should have been called on
Boshi.
Absolutely, Jeff Boshi.
A break for the Jayhawks. 9-10 left. Plenty of time with Illinois leading Kansas by 7 here.
Over the
San
top.
Antonio. Collison, that's 3 in a row from Collison, all at short range, and Bill Self wants timeout. The Illinois fans cheer the comeback. They're within 5.
Eric Chenoweth up top once again. 2 consecutive back cut passes. Signs of life from Kansas.
Go. Let's go. Come on.
Looks like we're delayed.
Oh, let me just check my stocks. Ooh, wireless trading. That's a leap of faith.
Yeah.
I need research and analyst reports before I'd ever buy a stock.
And so do I.
Fidelity, a leader in wireless trading, now with more research and access than ever.
You get all that?
Yeah. See, not such a leap after all.
To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity. System availability and response time may be subject to market conditions.
And welcome back to San Antonio. We have seen Arizona advance to the Elite 8, the third Pac-10 team, and now Illinois, number 1, trying to make it a sweep. The number 1's getting to the final 8.
What a game right here. And with Kansas coming back, it's still going to come down to the ability to stop Frank Williams and who's going to get it done on the boards there. Things are starting to happen. The fans surging toward the court here. Electric atmosphere in the Alamodome.
Bradford, who has been well in check, has not contributed his usual totals. 1 for 11 field goals.
But Williams is standing around. He's got to come and get that ball. Nice defense that time by Gooden.
Sergio McLean weaving inside with a jump hook.
Who can score on the big guys? Boshi having trouble advancing the ball. That's when you know you've got a game, though, when you're taking on the Giants. Sergio McLean delivering.
Boshi fires. And the rebound to Frank Williams. Why not rebounds, too?
Illinois not looking to really run it out except for Frank Williams.
Smooth was that move, but unable to hit. Boshi the other way for Kansas. Numbers aren't there, but Gooden will take it in anyway. He's going to be called for the charge. His 4th. So with less bench power, Roy Williams already strapped. He doesn't have the same number of cards that Bill Self has for Illinois over his bench, and he's got Heinrich and Gooden, 2 starters now, strapped with 4.
So Roy Williams is going to come with Jeff Carey off the bench, who saw a little bit of time early.
Williams will get a rest for Illinois as Harrington in for him.
They're taking Frank Williams out.
8 minutes to go.
Why would you do that?
McLean at only 6'4", but strong body. Harrington inside Griffin. The long pop by McLean not there, and here's Boshi.
Boshi's got to get something going on the run here. Nice post-entry pass.
Collison, will it count? It would have. He's fouled. Tough angle. He was falling out of bounds.
Collison has a tremendous variety of post moves down low. Exceptionally sound fundamentally. Nick Collison, who played for his dad, Dave, who was his coach.
Third foul on Sergio McLean of Illinois.
In the last 2 years of Iowa State basketball play for Nick Collison as he clanks the first one. They won 2 state titles and 74-1. Nick Collison at the Iowa high school basketball level.
Oh my, 11 for 23 as a team free throw shooting. They'll rue that statistic. That with decent shooting from the line, Illinois would be right there, or Kansas would be right there with Illinois.
Right there, they'd be ahead. They're down 7, and they've what, 11 for 23. 24.
He's due, but not there. Collison battles, but McLean takes it away. McLean, the half foot shorter, but then throws it away, trying to get it cross court to Harrington. Timeout. 7:13 left. Illinois leads by 7.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
She just doesn't understand me.
What's to understand? I mean, what is that, Michael?
Is that what you think I sound like?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle, do you use a cellular phone? What's come between you two is static. Here, Sprint PCS built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network, so your calls are clear.
Thank you.
Sprint PCS, 1,200 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
3, 2, 1, let's have some fun! Let's go, let's go! Hey, Pete, wash those elbows. You're gonna poke somebody's eye out.
Hey, I took you out because you're not smiling out there. Here, let me see that great smile. That's it, Kevin. Man, you guys are doing a great job out here. Smitty, you're gonna get hurt with this shoestring. I gotta double knot that for you.
Somebody had their minute maid this morning. It only takes a minute, but the feeling lasts all day.
Great game, man. Who needs a treat here? How about a treat?
$1 billion. That's how much Oracle saved in 1 year using its own e-business software. How much will you save? Oracle. Software powers the internet.
Bring in your appetite, people. Applebee's all-you-can-eat riblets are back. Our one-of-a-kind smoked riblets. All you can eat. It's got to be Applebee's. Eating good. Eating good, eating good. In the neighborhood.
Illinois by 7 with 7 and change remaining. And here's the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Free throws, ouch, 11 for 23 for Roy Williams' team, shooting around 70% on the season. And with more success there, this would really be a tight game. For complete tournament coverage, go to cbs.sportsline.com.
Kansas is a terrific shooting team. They got a chance here to cut into the lead. How's that not a foul? As Harrington just grabbing and slashing Boshi's every step.
Chenoweth working away from the basket.
Offensive foul, Collison. Krapalia standing tall defensively in the paint.
Collison's third.
Look at Krapalia just standing there, got his hands back, the elbow to the face. Fortunately for Krapalia, Collison wearing that elbow pad. Easy play to call.
It's the 8th team foul on Kansas. Illinois' next foul will send the Jayhawks into the double bonus.
Kansas is 5th in the country in field goal percentage. They're shooting 56% on the night. They've only taken 36 shots, 20 fewer than Illinois. Illinois is shooting 41% of the night. You'd expect them to shoot a low percentage because Kansas is also 4th in the USA in opponent's field goal percentage.
Here comes Heinrich back for Ballard as Krapalia like Lucas Johnson off the bench, chipping in. He now has 7 points.
Chipping in, and probably some chipped teeth in this game here tonight, the way the elbows are being held high and the shoulders broad.
Now Collison tips it out, and it's controlled by Kripalya, and he flips it to Chenoweth. Kansas trails by 8.
But Frank Williams is now back in to settle things down offensively for Bill Self.
The 2 point guards, Heinrich and Williams, back in action, and they're matched against each other. Gregory. Good pass inside.
Intentional foul. 2 shots and the ball.
Wow, that didn't look that serious as Collison goes up for 2, and Self can't believe it.
The rules are it's not about the seriousness of the foul, it's the intent of the defender, whether you try to make a play.
Well, he pulled him hard. Yeah, he didn't just foul him, he pulled him away, and that's been called several times throughout the tournament at all the regional sites, and Collison will get 2 plus Kansas the ball.
But it looked as if Griffin was making a play to get the ball. When he got arm, he just held on to the arm.
Well, it doesn't matter. The Jayhawks are tossing their free throw opportunities right out the window. 11 for 24.
And that's at least 3 straight free throws for Collison that have clanked off the rim. Make it 4, and they're getting worse.
3 for 8 for Collison from the line. And that's just something that, you know, there are a lot of frustrations in coaching this game, and there's mental mistakes and errors, but free throw shooting, that's just something everybody works on so deliberately, and you just get one of those nights where it becomes contagious.
Yeah, the mental concentration, the preparation, the focus, failing to prepare, preparing to fail, knowing that every little thing has to go your way to beat this tough, terrific Illinois team.
Griffin with 4 fouls, and Chenoweth battling down low. Heinrich stumbling as he is hawked by Williams. Look at Williams go after him. Spin move by Heinrich. Can't score. Williams. Oh, kept it alive.
Williams never lunges. He plays defense with his feet and the quickness of his hands right in front of you all the time. Never gives his opponent on offense an opportunity to capitalize.
Under 6 to go. Arizona awaits the winner in the regional finals. Look at Lucas Johnson hustling to get that ball.
Who's going to get in the air? Who's going to go out?
Looks like it's against Lucas Johnson. It is.
We've seen
his second.
The guys like Kripalya and Lucas Johnson, Marcus Griffith, Sergio McLean. They're all. That Sergio McLean standing at the foul line here. He's got something wrong with him. He's limping very badly.
And Collison back at the line for Kansas. 3 for 8. But really a top player, this sophomore. I mean, what a rare double. He leads in steals and in blocks this year, averaging almost 14 a game. He's a 65% free throw shooter, 33% tonight.
He's the team's best post defender, Collison. Very reminiscent of a guy I played with in college basketball, Dave Myers, a former NCAA
he
player
reminds
of the
me
year.
Even in looks of Myers.
Good. The long, rangy arms, the incredibly fierce, competitive nature.
Finally knocks one down, 62-55.
Well, 1 out of 6 is not going to get it done. Sergio McLean getting the leg rubbed on the sideline of the Illini medical staff.
Brian Cook in for him.
They're coming with the trapping, pressing defense here. Somebody's got to break the offense. Cook has got to come away from the basket here. And watch out for Lucas Johnson in the wide open spread game for Illinois.
Williams sizing up the situation from that point guard position, down to 8. Cook with 6. Way off the mark. And Collison is fouled by Cook.
But Cook's fouling the right guy.
And that's 5 fouls on Cook. He's out.
But unless Collison starts making his free throws, that's like playing make it take it in half-court basketball. You miss a shot, you foul the guy immediately, and you get the ball right back.
Cook leaves with only 6 points tonight, about half his average on the season. With 5 minutes and 10 seconds left, the first starter is out for Illinois.
Cook has been on such a tear of late. The last 17 games, 13 points, 6.5 boards per game on 61% field goal shooting. Now he's out of the game. You got Sergio out with the bad calf. Surprised he's not able to come back. If Sergio can't play,
he must be really hurt.
Might as well take him to the hospital.
Leslie, you have a report for us?
Sergio McLean has a cramp in his left calf. The trainers say he will be able to come back in, Dick.
All right, thank you, Les. As Collison gets a kind rattle.
Well, the expression on Roy Williams' face. The guy who in his first 12 years of NCAA basketball won more games than any coach in NCAA history.
5-point game as Collison knocks them both down.
He's seen it all, Roy Williams. And now he's seen this guy make 2 free throws. A sigh of relief. Where's the monkey, Roy?
Both sides, Illinois and Kansas, standing to cheer these young men onto the Elite Eight.
Johnson not even looking at the basket. The attack that we saw early from Illinois has gotten conservative.
Williams, what a heart. Just coolly hits the 3 and has 22 to lead all scores.
No passivity whatsoever from Frank Williams.
Now watch Williams zero in defensively on Heinrich, who's playing with 4 fouls. Collison.
Nice double team that time by Griffin.
From the corner, way off the mark is Gooden, and Gregory able to give Kansas a second chance. He'll take the 3.
A lot of art. No chance.
And it's Williams, always in the right place to collect it for Illinois. Pulls it up with 4 minutes to go. Says, why not shoot it? Almost tipped in by Gooden.
Stroke a 3, Frank Williams. Heat check.
8-point deficit staring at Kansas, and the clock working against the Jayhawks. Down to 3:45 left.
Need perfection down the stretch for Kansas.
Heinrich just can't get off a good shot outside against Williams.
Williams is so good in every aspect of the game. No wonder he's Big Ten Player of the Year.
Inside Heinrich, blocked, and here comes Williams the other way. He knows Heinrich's right behind him. Watch this.
How's that not an offensive foul on Heinrich?
Bradford can't hit the 3. Archibald stolen by Heinrich. Williams is back. Heinrich can't score, but he is fouled. Appeared to be Marcus Griffin who came in late to make the play defensively. And that would be his 5th.
The clever attack by Heinrich coming right at Frank Williams.
So 2 starters, Cook and Griffin, off the Illini starting front line, have fouled out. And Archibald and Krapalia, their replacements, each with 4.
And this acts as almost a timeout for Bill Self as he's able to bring over his entire squad, milk the rule that allows you to take X amount of time to get the substitute in after one of your players fouls out. The referee's over there trying to get the game back to action. It'll be Krapalia.
But look at the Kansas players. Almost every one of them have their hands on their knees. They're exhausted, and they're enjoying this little respite as well.
They haven't had the luxury of being able to go sit down. I mean, virtually every dead ball Bill Self has come with someone new. Frank Williams had that rest. He comes out, strokes a 3, looks so calm, looks so poised.
And what a bitch it's been, outscoring Kansas 23-0. Heinrich, the best free throw shooter for Kansas, 84% on the year.
Every Roy Williams team has always been flawlessly conditioned. Trademark of Kansas basketball. But when you're playing 6 against 10, and that 10 is playing a very physical, intense game, you're in trouble if you're Kansas.
Heinrich hits 2. Kansas within 6.
Beer is like a natural food product. The fresher it is, the better it tastes. That's why Budweiser has 12 local breweries right here in the United States. So you know our beer will always be fresh.
This one's for you. And you and you and you. This one's for you.
Feeling a little nervous? nervous if I get on the bus?
Yeah, I don't want to go.
You have to go to school.
I don't know if I want to go, though.
That'll be fun.
I want to hang out with you.
Oh, girls' first day. Be nice. First days are always a little scary.
I'm going to miss you.
It's gonna be a bride.
Chevy Malibu. It's dependable. Just like you. Chevy Malibu. We'll be there.
Black Rocket. Cute. How's it work?
It's an e-business network platform made by Genuity. There used to be a company called BBN. Pioneered the internet back in '69. You were probably a hippie back then, huh?
Hosting, access, security. It runs on this fiber optic stuff. Genuity's got a bazillion miles of it. Pretty freaky, huh?
Hey, what are you doing?
This is the Network Operations Center. Bottlenecks are detected, firewalls are protected. Hey, that rhymes.
Pop the clutch!
This is where the business of e-business happens. Billions of dollars are exchanged in these servers. It's that way.
That way. Not
It's this way. Wasn't that a fun trip? What do you think?
I got it.
You sure? 'Cause we can go again.
I got it.
You can do anything with the Black Rocket, the e-business network platform from Genuity.
Tuesday on 60 Minutes 2. How did Phil Jackson become one of the most successful basketball coaches ever? He hasn't talked about it much, except to 60 Minutes 2. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central.
The Fidelity Investment Tournament summary. The Pac-10 with 3 in the Elite 8. Big Ten, Michigan State's through, and Illinois battling to get there as well. The Big 12, Kansas, the uphill fight here today, as 3 minutes, 16-second show. 2 Illini starters have fouled out, Griffin and Cook, but they still got this man with the ball.
And that has been all they've needed, as Frank Williams has put on a classic display of basketball in all aspects: defense, leadership, passing, clutch performance.
I don't think he's even started to perspire yet. Archibald over the top, and a foul underneath. I believe if it's on Heinrich and he reacted as though it was on him, he's gone.
No, it's going to be on Collison there.
4th on Nick Collison. And that'll send Robert Archibald to the line, this 21-year-old who represented Great Britain in the World University Games, a move from Scotland to the U.S. prior to his senior year. His dad, Bobby, played for the Scottish national team, and he's developed into a real solid contributor, almost 7 points a game.
He likes his haggis, too, the Scottish pudding. That's one of your favorite dishes, right?
Heart, shepherd's pie. What else would you want?
Haggis, heart, liver, and lungs of a sheep. Stuff it in its own stomach with barley and oats, and then you boil it.
Now, why would you wait to this moment?
Thank goodness they put the barley and oats in there.
Do you get mustard? Heavy on the mustard.
Is that what we're having for our post-game meal tonight?
Anything. Archibald can't hit the second. 66-59. Kansas is still there. A 3-pointer away from really getting this crowd poked with an electric rod. And Heinrich's the man who could do it. Gregory working on Lucas Johnson. Tough chance, and rebound Archibald.
Classic defense by Lucas Johnson. Force him to his left hand. Make him dribble. Make him shoot the awkward shot, and don't foul him.
Williams directing traffic.
Incredible contribution throughout by Lucas Johnson.
Gregory on Williams. Takes it in. And then tips it in with a left hand. Oh, what a performance.
Everybody else was frozen on the ground. Shocked that he missed. Over the top to Gooden, who's hammered to the ground by Krapalya.
Frank Williams, let's go back and appreciate just another touch by this sophomore.
Creating off his left-handed dribble. Can't get it. Everybody else rooted to the ground watching, yet Frank Williams, quickness, the anticipation brings the Illini faithful to their feet.
He isn't perspiring. I was right. He's done it all today. 24 points, 6 rebounds, but what doesn't show on that summary is what he has meant to the defense, constantly in the passing lane, steals, directing the game.
One of 10 children, Frank Williams, grew up on the south side of Peoria, which is not the best part of town. His mom, Mary, worked for years at the Peoria Boys and Girls Club, where she was the secretary, and that's where Frank hung out all the time and learned this exquisite game that we've been privileged to witness tonight.
Demir Krapalia, the third Illini to foul out, leaves with 7. And to the line is Drew Gooden for Kansas, looking for his 12th point. If Kansas had made just 2/3 of their free throws, and that's their team average on the year, they would have, at this point, 5 more points. It would be 68-65, and Gooden with the second shot. But they've been cold at the line. Gooden does make 2, 68-61.
I find it hard to believe that this Kansas team only shoots 66% as a team.
Williams pressured in the backcourt. Johnson. McLean.
Pull it out, Sergio. Nice decision making.
Get it back in Williams' hands, and they'll chew up as much of the 35 seconds as they can.
Senior leadership, Sergio.
Collison forgot about McLean. He has 10.
Shaking off the cramp. Desperate straits here now for Kansas.
Collison will fire from long range and hit the 3. Nick Collison keeping Kansas in the game. He has 20. Minute 24 left in San Antonio.
Introducing the John Deere SST lawn tractor with spin steer technology. A technology so advanced, it actually cuts time.
Illinois leading Kansas 70-64. The final ticket to be punched to the Elite Eight on Sunday to meet the University of Arizona Wildcats, who dismissed Ole Miss by 10 in the game earlier here at the Alamodome.
Both teams with plenty of timeouts. That won't be a factor. Fouls are, and foul shooting more importantly. They get the ball in Frank Williams' hands early in the shot clock.
Double team and the foul. It's either on Heinrich or Ballard. Kansas hoping it's Ballard, and it is his second. Let's check Williams' report card on the season from the free throw line. He's nearly an 80% shooter. Like everything else, he does it all at the highest level. Leads the team in steals, leads the team in assists, leads the team in scoring.
Just a sophomore, Frank Williams was a high school Illinois Mr. Basketball, beat out Quentin Richardson, the DePaul star, Corey Maggette, the Duke star, and Michael Wright, who was currently playing for Arizona. So
as a senior at 6'3", he had to play center. He was the tallest guy on the team. And down the stretch, in the final 5 minutes in overtime, Williams is shooting 84% from the line, and that figures. Raises game when it really counts. And not perfect, but both of them go in. 72-64.
Substitution now. They bring Harrington in and take Bradford out. Bradford not in foul trouble, so obviously they are very impressed with Harrington's defensive capabilities on Boshi here, the three-point threat for Kansas.
He's going to fire from 35 feet, and Lucas Johnson with the rebound. And he's fouled. It'll be on Heinrich, and that'll be all for him.
But look at the fundamental footwork of Lucas Johnson. Lucas Johnson positioning himself perfectly. The pain evident on the faces of the Jayhawks.
Heinrich leaves with 14 points. Ballard coming back in. And this sophomore from Sioux City, Iowa, who shared the Iowa basketball honors his senior year with Nick Collison, now teammates with Kansas. He leaves. Solid game. He just didn't match up as well with Frank Williams as Kansas fans had hoped.
Well, finally this year, Heinrich, who is just a sophomore, he emerged from the huge shadow in the Big 12 of Iowa State's Jamal Tinsley.
Lucas Johnson misses.
But the first thing Lucas Johnson has done wrong tonight.
He's 2 points away from his season high as he looks for his 15th point.
Now Bradford comes back in for offense. Herring to the bench for defense. And Heinrich, the look on his face on the bench there, knowing that it's out of his hands. Bench scoring. The onslaught continues. 25-0. Illinois. Nice pass. Boshi.
Oh, my. That's a vicious fall as Lucas Johnson down to submarine Nick Collison. And Collison not at all happy about that. Johnson plays at that level, and fans around the Big Ten know well that he holds back nothing. He is very physical.
The penetration, the dish. Oh, the grab around the neck. No place for that. The high-low, and then Archibald comes from the weak side.
Johnson with a foul, and apparently an intentional foul, and certainly that one would have qualified.
Well, at what point do you throw a guy out of a game? At what point do you say that's not basketball?
Collison's travails continue at the free throw line.
You have to make plays on the ball. I mean, basketball by nature is a game that you can take anybody out at any time.
6 for 14 for Nick Collison.
And you have to wonder about the psychological impact of a play like that from Johnson and Archibald. The high-low that takes out this fine young rising star Nick Collison. Wait a minute. They only get 2 free throws?
That's all you get. And the ball. 18 for 35 Kansas as a team shooting from the line. Boshi did not have a big game. Williams certainly did. Ballard rides him out of bounds for the foul, and there's 47 seconds remaining, and now it's all frosting for Illinois. Self now in a position to become one of only 5 first-year coaches to go on and win the national championship. Started all with Branch McCracken and Tubby Smith. Ed Jucker did it for Cincinnati. Steve Fisher, Michigan. Only first-year coaches to win it all. And with Frank Williams, what a thoroughbred to ride. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. Nick Collison, 23 points. Oh, there's a surprise. Frank Williams, 27 points. He did it all. You deserve a smile there, Mr. Williams.
Go back to the opening night of the tournament, though, when Clark Kellogg said this is about guards. We've seen it from Frank Williams. We've seen it from Jason Williams. We've seen it from Jason Gardner.
Williams, a career high 27 points. He now has 28. Chevrolet makes a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund, rewarding outstanding students for their academic achievements and assisting those in financial need. And Williams looking for 2 more.
Too smooth. The flip.
30 points for number 30, Frank Williams. 30 seconds to go. Gregory. Gooden can't follow. Archibald with a rebound. And the foul. Collison stops the clock with 22 seconds. And the folks in orange across the way, the Illinois fans, they're ready now to cheer their team into the Final 8. It's never happened, all 4 number 1s making it to the Final 4. It could happen this year because Illinois will be the 4th number 1 to get at least to the last 8. It'll be Maryland, Stanford number 1. Duke number 1 will meet Southern California. Michigan State number 1 will meet the long shot number 11 Temple. And Illinois number 1 against number 2 Arizona here on Sunday.
And now when you think about Arizona, the next opponent for Illinois, you think about the struggles that the Wildcats have had this year.
Archibald adds another. The bench continues to contribute.
The 7 losses that Arizona has suffered have all been against teams that have roughed them up.
Frank Williams. You know, you almost feel like you should stand up and join everyone else and give him a hand. That was just a brilliant performance.
Arizona and Illinois have played twice this season already. Once in Maui over Thanksgiving. Arizona was up big, and a great 3-point shootout at the end gave Illinois a chance. Then when they met later on,
Chicago, they played again
at the United Center. And Illinois, they thumped them. They pummeled them into the ground. What will the game be like Sunday night here at the Alamodome? Which Arizona team will come to play?
Boshi turns it over. Harrington and Illinois now will just run out the clock. This is Joe Cross. He sees limited duty. He backs it in just the way he planned it. Cross, who scored only 16 points all season long. He must have shaken hands with Williams before he came in. That's it. Illinois advances. Bill Self's Illini 80-64. Frank Williams, a brilliant 30-point effort. So for Bill Walton, Leslie Busser, this is Dick Hendricks, so long from San Antonio. Congratulations to the Illini. We'll join Greg and Clark in New York. You get you caught up on all the day's activities right after we pause for these messages.
Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world. Most dancers are afraid of losing a step. After I had my stroke, I was afraid I'd never dance again. Now I take Bayer aspirin every day, like my doctor said, to help prevent another stroke.
Aspirin is not appropriate for everyone, so be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Now I'm performing more than ever. And when my body is sore, I take extra strength Bayer. It's that strong. It's great to be back.
Bayer. Take it for pain, take it for life.
For tools to help your business better target audiences, design direct mailings, and effectively get new customers, visit USPS.com.
Introducing the John Deere SST lawn tractor with spin steer technology. A technology so advanced, it actually cuts time.
Hey, bought you a Whopper? And it came with a free piece of Hershey's bar. Hey, guys. Hey. Brought you a Whopper. And a, hug?
The Whopper says free food is the true test of friendship. Buy a Whopper and get your choice. Cheese and bacon topping, pie, or frozen Coke. Free.
What?
In the land of burgers, the flame-broiled Whopper is king.
Welcome back to New York, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Clark Kellogg as we wrap things up for you. A reminder, after your late local news, The Late Show with David Letterman, and Dave's guests tonight include Sean Penn and Peter Frampton playing with the band. That's coming after your late local news. Here's what happened today in the Midwest Regional. Illinois, the #1 seed, makes it 4 #1s in the Elite 8. Only the 3rd time that's ever happened, first time since 1993. They will meet 2-seed Arizona.
Well, I've already said that Arizona is a team that I think will win it all. Illinois has been very impressive. I look for them to give
give Arizona all they can handle, but I still look for the Wildcats to advance.
All right, Clark, in the South Regional, the Temple Owls continue their impressive play. Under 70 points a game during the regular season. They're almost to 80 during the tournament. They'll meet the top seed, Michigan State.
Temple has been as impressive as anybody, but I still like Michigan State because of their ability to pound that offensive glass.
All right, here's what sets up Sunday after today's action. We'll be on the air at 2 p.m. with the road to the Final Four, and then the South Championship will tip off at 2:40. It'll be Michigan State and Temple, and then at Midwest will be Arizona and Illinois. That'll be 5 o'clock Eastern time. That's Sunday. Tomorrow we'll be on the air with the road to the Final Four at 12 noon, and again at 3:30 at 1 o'clock. The Men's Division II Championship game, Washburn and Kentucky Wesleyan. The West title matchup tips off at 4:40. Maryland meets Stanford, and then the East at 7 p.m. Southern California and top seed Duke. That will do it for this day in this road to the Final Four. We thank you for joining us. For Clark and for all of us here at CBS Sports, I'm Greg Gumbel. See you at noon tomorrow.
The world is awash in sweet-tasting mouthwashes.
If all you want is sweeter breath, take your pick.
But for a healthier mouth,
You need the power that's in Listerine. Listerine is the only mouthwash clinically proven to locate and liquidate germs between teeth, even germs that can cause the gum disease gingivitis.
why stop at sweeter breath?
Liquidate germs with Listerine. Don't let a good mouth go bad.
RunawayShoes.com! Yeah!
For tools to help your business better target audiences, design direct mailings, and effectively get new customers, visit USPS.com.
Fishing, because our boat's cooler than any video game.
Take me fishing and make me feel 16 again.
Take me fishing because I miss my boy.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield, even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
It's very late. Time is running out. The clock is ticking down. But this is no basketball game. You have a paper due. Introducing Questia.com, the online library where you can access entire books for all your research. Save time with automatic footnote and bibliography tools. Stop sweating. Questia.com. Write better papers faster. Register now for a free one-week trial at Questia.com.
A year ago, I'm bumming. I'm seeing hair here and hair there, so I started using Rogaine.
Rogaine is clinically proven to help stop hair loss.
Look, nothing here, nothing here. It's all here.
Rogaine, stronger than heredity.
It's just a tremendous opportunity to be involved with the game at this level. And it's such a fantastic thing to go out there and do something you really enjoy doing. You're looking at so many things on the court, and so many things are happening. When you have 10 players and each one are doing so many different things on the court, rebounding, getting in position, you may not even see totally how the play developed and who did it. You just see the end result of it, and it's like, wow.
Congratulations to Raymond, winning 3 TV Guide Awards, including Comedy Series of the Year.
Your loved one is suffering in a hospital and you don't even know about it. Next on 3 News, a move to make sure you get the phone call so that doesn't happen. And it works for dogs. Can it erase arthritis in humans too? We'll take a look in Med Center 3.
Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And Rob Collins is live with sports.